Hello, and you may hear some news on the set tonight because we have a visitor over here. So just don't mind that. I know you guys are not going to mind that. Uh, that's not necessarily what you're here for. Hey, Renee, how you doing? You're not here to judge what may or may not be going on set, right? You're enjoying you're enjoying each other in the content. Yeah, the guitars. You like the guitars? That was the suggestion of my friend that's over here tonight. So I have kind of a guest over at my home while I'm doing this. So I'm starting. Hopefully some people will show up. I always think tonight's going to be the night that nobody's going to show up. But somebody shows up. So how you doing, Renee? Oh yeah, the guitars. I was thinking we could have some music tonight. Hi, Mr. Misser. How are you doing? Hi, Les. I love guitars too. I was thinking of maybe playing something tonight for you at some point. Hey, Kim. How you doing, sweetie? I love guitars too. Might play some simple little song. We could have some people singing. I think it would be so cool to have an online jam. That would be so different. And if we're not doing it tonight, we're going to do it some night. Get your instruments ready. I think it would be the coolest thing in the world if I had 6 guests with instruments and we had a jam. That would be cool. Hey, Annie, you okay? I'm just asking on behalf of MJ. He's in spirit, you know, maybe. Some people say he faked his death. Could be. I think a lot of famous people, they might be faking their. I do believe that John is alive. I have always believed that. I didn't feel he died in that accident, really. I do believe, okay, that's a conspiracy theory, I know. But for some reason, I just felt that his wife really hated being in the spotlight. She really hated it. And he was in danger. I mean, there were people killing off Kennedys. There was a very high attrition rate of Kennedys. You know, if your name was Kennedy, something could happen to you. So I think it would have been maybe what you'd have to do if you were John Kennedy's heir. So, hey, strange land. Here we go. Here we go with the woo this early, right? This is the conspiracy woo, so take it or leave it. Hey, Chris. Hi, Cookie. Our own Cookie Monster. Our Cookie Monster and the strange land. The strange lander. The strange lander. Does that mean you land strangely? You land? Or I'm just kidding. Hey, Tammy. Hi, Tammy. Haven't seen you here before. I don't believe you were here before. So you came with Kim. Oh, cool. Cool beans. Now, I am getting suggestions of how else to stream. And so I'm going to be looking into things like Discord and other venues. So you know, and I will definitely invite y'all over and we will have a big party and we will have a campfire there too. And we will have campfires in several different places. And then if one place is not to our liking, we will simply move our campfire to another place. And then take with it. You don't have to worry about that. I'm not doing this for a fortune, you know, to make a fortune. Although that would be nice, but I really don't think with the kind of content I have, I'm not sure that that's really going to happen on the tube. because we're a little out there. I don't know. Maybe it would though. You know what? I better clear that. Okay. What attitudes and opinions and judgments do I have that can't happen and that I'm always going to be in some kind of woo, uh, kind of, blocked off place. I guess I just feel like I'm going to be stuck in the woo closet forever. Okay, well, let's get rid of that. Okay. And now I'll uncreate and destroy that. Times a godzillion. Times a godzillion. Good and bad, right and wrong, cock and pot, all 9 shorts and beyonds. There you go. That's the start of clearing that. Maybe that will change. We don't know. Hey, Pappy Two Bears. Good to see you. Good to see you, brother. Oh, please do. Please do. I was going to ask you if you want to do an online Reiki or something tonight or anything like that, Pappy. You are welcome to do that. I didn't ask last night. I felt so darn good. I was just kind of high with the energy. I couldn't even think to ask you for anything because I felt so good. I didn't feel like I needed anything. But I do have some health issues. And I could use some healing. And so could some other people. Now, if you don't want to do that, that's fine too. But if you are up to that, that would be great. I totally back Reiki. It's absolutely a wonderful thing. Energy healing is good. Hey, Drake. How you doing? So, yeah, where's Bomber? There's a couple things I did want to talk about before we get into the other stuff, which is why I'm starting early. There's a couple things I wanted to mention. Thank you, Mr. Misser. Okay, well, we can do that. We can do some online readings. I'll get out the pendulum. I have the cards sitting here. We can do whatever we want because this is our stream. However, YouTube may or may not like it. I'm going to clear that too. Gosh, I got to get out of that because maybe we will be okay. Maybe we'll be woo enough that they won't pay any attention. But I did have another weird dream. So I don't know if it's just because now I'm finally doing my thing and it's coming up, or okay. I uncreate and destroy all that times a godzillion, good and bad, right and wrong, broken pot, all 9 shirts, because. Okay. Maybe I need a healing on that because I spent a long time being kind of beaten down. So yeah, maybe I need a healing for that. I don't know. Thank you, Lucid. You do too. Oh, I can't see you, but I know you look pretty. You're a pretty person. You are. We know you look great. You always look great. Another Reiki master. Tammy's a Reiki master. We got Reikis in the house. We don't need to make no heating bills. You realize that as a tribe, none of us ever have to freeze. Never. We could totally be heating our places with all the Reiki we have in here. See, that's just it. With our natural abilities intact, nobody would have to go hungry. Nobody would have to be cold. Nobody would have to be sad or sick. We'd have it all covered. would all be covered. We'd be happy. We'd be content. And that's why I think some people don't want that to ever happen. So let's do it anyway. Let's do it anyway. Yeah, raising the temperature, changing. Nobody would ever have to endure a killer storm. Nobody would ever have to, be sick with anything. It's just, it goes on and on. We've been hijacked. We have been hijacked. Our program has been totally hijacked. And I think people are getting tired of it. I think people are finally beginning to wake up to the fact that this can't happen. And you know what? As far as I'm concerned, it has to happen. And I think that's why this year happened. We decided on one of my streams that this year had to happen to us. Had to. Because we weren't really entirely paying attention. We were just lolling along. A lot of people were just cruising along, totally ignoring, and putting the blinders on and everything. This year, it's kind of hard to stay asleep. It's getting harder and harder and harder. And I think the times that are coming, it's going to get really hard. I mean, it's going to get so loud, like Wake the Dead loud. So, yeah, you can come on. Everybody can come on. Great Lakes Sasquatch, yeah, I want you to share your campfire stories with us. Yeah. Oh, hi, Pam. Did you enjoy it? Did you get the same Reiki effect we did? Pam? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. You know what, Great Lakes? Did you wake up feeling better today? Because we were doing all kinds of healing, all kinds of energy work. Hang on, let me get the link for you. We were doing energy work. It was great. Yeah, I think we should do healing tonight. We can't call it that. Sure, we can't. Energy healing. I'm not a doctor. I can't prescribe or diagnose anything, and none of us here are. But this is in-game chatter anyway, because we're all playing in the Matrix, right? So don't take this seriously. Yeah, we're just playing a great big massively multiplayer online game. That's all we're doing, right, folks? Yep, making sure the butt's covered. Anyway. Okay. Here's the link. Oh, hi, Tammy. Yeah, you got to come up to speed a little bit. And don't worry, you'll come up to speed pretty fast with it. The people will help you. Yeah, we were talking, and I think we all need to do our. How about if we get the energy healers in here and do a group healing? How about that? Everybody who's an energy healer. Exactly. I take it pretty seriously too, Kim, but YouTube has algorithms and a lot of censorship right now. We know what we're talking about. AI doesn't have to, though. I'm just protecting my stream, that's all. I take you very seriously. All of you, I know what you are. I know who you are. And I know what you can do. And all together, I know what we can do. Or maybe I don't. Maybe I don't even know what you can do. We may have way beyond what I even can imagine. She's a life coach too. Yeah, and I'm kind of working on it too. I understand. Yeah, it's a little harder to control a live stream. Okay, a lot harder in some respects. Like this, it's yeah. Let's just say you better be ready. uh, I think, and you know what? You really heal yourselves by allowing that energy to come and heal you. So when it comes, please accept it. Reiki literally means love of God or love of Creator, or translates as something like that. And it is basically the love energy coming through from source to you, to heal you, to help you, to energize you, to renew you. And it is given freely. It is really part of the definition of grace, if you ask me, is that unconditional love that we get from source. And we should be using it all the time for things. We should be using that, and then we wouldn't have these issues. You bring ruin to everything. That's okay. We can fix it. Oh, okay. Hey, Bummer. Hey, Bummer. How you doing? Is everybody in? Is everybody in? The show is about to begin. Well, it's already begun. Okay. So, oh, my lovely assistant is bringing me tea. I have a lovely assistant tonight for at least a little while. She just showed up just before this stream, and I said, well, might as well hang around if you want for a little while. And she doesn't want to be on camera, though. Okay, she's going to be back in 5, so we can talk a little bit. When I drop this link, I am sending you an invitation that if you have something you want to do or something in chat comes up and you want to comment, you want to talk, you want to be on the stream. See, that's what I do here. I think I've invented a new thing. Just a kind of it's very chat driven. It's like making the chat into the show. The chat is the show. And you chatters are some of the stars of the show. You are the stars of the show. In fact, I'm just the captain of this ship here. I guess I'm a star too, though, right? I should claim that. Yes, I have a lovely assistant. She is such a sweet, sweet person. I wish maybe someday she'll come on and tell you her story. She has quite a story. I have a lot of friends with very interesting stories, let me tell you. Yep. Well, I'm just the captain right now. I'm the ones keeping the ship on course. That's what I'm doing. But you guys sit around the campfire and make it what it is, and it's always wonderful. Thank you, Dee, the Queen Bee, huh? Actually, my mother's name was Bee, and we called her various versions of Bee, so maybe my mom is around watching. Maybe my mom watches my show from beyond. Drake, hey, did I get everybody? And Pam, I am. Pam, I am. That could be, we need to write that. Pam, I am. We could crash this if all 6, maybe one at a time. I'm not worried about it. I think we're being watched over, actually. I think we are being watched over, because I think I was supposed to always do this. And finally, now that I am, I think we're being watched over. So, would you guys like that? Let's get, okay, we're going to get that on. And whoever else said they could do whatever they do, I'm going to throw the link and click the link. And if there's going to be multiple people, I'm going to have to limit the time a little bit so that everybody gets to talk, because sometimes people come in here and then they have to wait a long time to talk, and it's not really fair because you're too polite to interrupt. And then I have to be the one to interrupt. Say, I'm sorry, but we have to do this, because you get rolling. Everybody does. Everybody is rolling on their thing, and it's like, hey, I'm a rolling on this. Rolling. Anyway, yes, Jenny. Hi, Jenny. How are you doing, love? Yes, I think we all need that. Here comes Kim, like I knew she would. Here she comes, everybody. Everybody run. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. I got something to do for you, too. I got a few things to do for you tonight. So, but we're going to start with this because Kim is coming in. Look out. Here she is.
Okay. Now, for everyone who wanted this little chakra healing meditation, it's very, very simple. I want everyone to close their eyes and take a couple of deep breaths. And I want you to imagine, and if you can't visualize, just kind of just sense it, because some people aren't good at visualizing, but imagine that you're sitting in a very cozy living room. Maybe not your own, maybe sort of your dream house living room, where everything is comfortable and cozy. And keep your eyes closed. And in front of you, there is a table. And on that table is a crystal bowl. And in that bowl are little bead-like candies, the colors of your chakras. So red ones, and orange ones, and yellow ones, and green ones, and blue ones, and indigo ones, and violet ones. They all look very appetizing, but your soul knows what you need. So you're now going to take the lid of the candy bowl off, and you're going to choose one. Whatever that first one is that you choose, that is the chakra that needs the healing most. Put the candy under your tongue. And just let it melt. And as the candy melts, it goes from that color that you chose into the brightest white light, and it flows down your throat to the chakra that needed the healing most. and then becomes that color. And allow that color to begin to swirl in a figure eight, the pattern of infinity. However way you want it to spin. And feel it clearing out all the junk that is in that chakra that is out of balance. And take a deep breath. And now blow the energy and that negative stuff out. And take another deep breath and do it again. Now feel the energy become white light and flow up the chakra tunnel and down the chakra tunnel, encompassing all 7 of your main chakras. And as that light pours through the crown chakra of your head and through your root chakra, imagine it pooling at the bottom of your feet and flowing down from your crown chakra over the rest of your body and your auric field. And allow your feet to absorb the energy. And just run the energy up and down your body and through your auric field. And I'm going to count from 5 to 1. And when I reach 1, I'm going to snap my fingers and we can all come back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There we go.
How's everybody feeling?
Feeling good? You know what? I want to say hi to the people who came in. Hi, Marie.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you who didn't get a note, yeah, I think it might already be shadow banned. I don't know. It happens to channels like this. And
Yeah.
I'm very new. So that just goes to show you that's why we're going to be doing other venues. I'm going to be looking into Discord. I'm going to be looking into this week. I will do that. I will look into Discord. I will look into all of the other streaming things. And whichever ones I can get on, I'll at least get one stream going. Hopefully some of you will be around to show up for it. I think some of them you may have to sign up, but most of them are free. If it's me doing it, it better be free.
Yeah, and I would say just post it on MeWe or even make a quick video and post all the information in the description box. That's what I do whenever I make a video. Rather than doing a live video, I just fill it out in the description box and say, here's where you go.
But if people aren't getting the notes for the videos.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, it does. So Chris got a notification. Okay. Hey, Whitey. Not Whitey, but YT.
Mm-hmm.
My darn racist phone keeps calling him Whitey. Why? Why would it pick that?
I didn't get a notification either, but I happened to remember, oh yeah, she said she was coming on at 7 o'clock, and there you had the set reminder, right? So
right, it's 10 EST, so wherever you are in relation to EST. Yeah, I will be coming on as early as 10 and definitely by 10:30.
Yeah, which is 7 o'clock
Every
my time,
Monday,
right?
right? Every Monday and every Sunday I will be on by 11. I should be on by 11:30 unless something happens. Sometimes some weird stuff happens, but I seem to always make it in somehow, very close to the time I say. So I'm so far, like I said, I think I'm being watched over in so many ways. And we're doing the work that we think that I think we are doing exactly what we need to be doing here.
Of
So,
course.
and if that expands, that's great. And if you have some friends, and it may have to be word of mouth, I don't know if anybody else is going to be able to find this without some without extra notification. Please do share it, and please do, when you know it's coming up, please let your friends know and help me out that way, because that word of mouth may be the way that it has to spread, because I
Well,
know
I
you've
shared
got
it
it
on
already.
Facebook, which is why I think my friend Tammy showed up. So
Thank you. That's very sweet of you. You guys are great. I know you're gonna help me because you're great. And I know you love being here, and I love having you here. You're I can't, once again, it's like having you be part of the show is, I think, something that's maybe some of you are shy. You don't need to be shy. It's easy. I mean, just realize, well, you might realize that people are going to see you, but, just put on a nice
we're not
headband and come
judgmental.
in. Put on something decent and come on in. Yeah, word of mouth. That's what I'm thinking, Bomber. And yeah, Lucid actually came in and did a lovely uh, interview in here and told us some stuff. Each one of you has a story and something to share, and you're so unique. Well, you know what, though? I will tell you, if you don't want your face or your appearance on, you can actually choose whether or not to have your picture.
Yeah, it says
You
stop
can have
cam.
a picture. Yeah, you don't have to have your camera on. You don't have to do that. You can put a little picture of you in there, or just come on and it'll be blank, a little generic thing. So you don't have to show your face if you don't want to. But, if you want to come in, yeah, you could do this in your pajamas and just not turn on the camera part. Just make sure the camera is clicked off. Bomber did that. She didn't want to, you know, she didn't want to be on view. So
Right. Well, it's everybody's entitled to do that because, for whatever reason,
for
that's
whatever
all
reason
it
you
is,
feel
right?
that. But all you have to do is click the link and it'll bring you backstage. And once you're backstage, it'll give you some options. There'll be options. It'll to help you check your mic to make sure your mic's working, and check your camera to make sure how it's working. You'll get a chance to see how you look before you come on. You'll get an option to turn off or on your camera, and you will also get an option to mute your mic when you want to. You'll get an option to leave the studio anytime you want. You don't have to stay any longer than you want to. So sure.
Yeah,
Of
just for
course.
example, I'm going to shut my cam off and everybody can see what happens.
Right. Thank you.
See, I'm still here. You can hear
Yeah.
me,
Yep.
right?
I'm still
And
here.
yep, and then all you have to do if you want, you just click start cam. Simple as that.
Yes, Marie. Here, just click the link. You know how to do this. Turn down your YouTube.
Or turn or
Don't echo or
close
turn
that
it off,
tab.
because or cut, take that tab off, because or whatever you do so that it doesn't echo, because you'll be able to hear once you come in here. Of course, once you leave, that'll change. But I mean, so you might just want to mute it in the back. You might just want to mute your YouTube.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to so I can chat. So I will leave for now and I'll come back later.
Okay. And Kim's about to show you how you can just leave anytime you don't want to. It's a free will campfire here. So here, I'm going to drop the link. Just click the link and come on back. Marie, you're beautiful. Pam is beautiful. Kim is beautiful. Everybody's beautiful in here. Everybody's beautiful in their own way. You know what the great thing about this is? You don't even need long distance. You don't even need to use the phone. I like this system a lot. If you can get into YouTube on your computer, you can come in here on my chat, on my video, and on my stream and talk. I can have you as a guest. All you have to do is click a link and you're in here as my guest. How does it get any better? How does it get any easier? Now, how does it get any more free? That's my question. Anyway, yeah, please come on the show tonight. Healers, come on the show. Come on the show. We want to know what you are up to. You're about to be added to the stream, Marilyn. Are you ready? You just turned your camera off, just so you know. You just turned your camera back on. Okay, I'm going to add you to the stream now. There you go.
Okay. I'm sorry.
You having a great time? Hey, Aaron, how you doing?
How you doing?
I'm wonderful. Like I said, I do have some health issues, though. I know there are healers in here, and there are people in here that have health issues. And if anybody wants to come in and do healings or readings or whatever, I, do a reading, an energy, anything. Tonight's energy work night. So far as I'm concerned, or whatever we want it to be. It changes. So what do you want to do, Mary?
I've been practicing my energy work since yesterday. I've been harnessing my energy powers, my healing powers that I know that I have. And so, of course, I just need a little bit more guidance. How I do it is that I concentrate wherever I am, I prefer doing it outside, either in the garden amongst the plants, or I do it at the ocean. I find that the ocean, I absorb better energy over there. I seem to have a connection with the ocean.
Well, you do at this moment, that's for sure.
Yes, I do. Yesterday, I sent somebody a burst of energy and I helped them clean themselves. I mean, or I cleanse them. I don't know how you say it. It's sort of like a honest. You know what happened? I went to the ocean. It was medium high tide, so the water wasn't shallow. My niece was with me, and she said to me, "The ocean was doing circles around you while you were busy concentrating.
Really?
It was swirling around me." She says to me, "It was so strange. The temperature around me changed. It went super cold. And I picked up on everything. It was so beautiful. It just was absolutely amazing. I loved it. And I sent somebody a burst of energy because they needed it. And in the meantime, I healed myself as well. Now, about 10 minutes ago, I went outside because it's sunrise, and I just did the same thing for myself again. I thanked Mother Nature, God, all my guides, and because I've got still the full moon, I also praised the moon at the same time. So I'm going to have a good day today.
I think so.
Yes, in the meantime, I'm also sending out a micro bursts of energy around to everybody, just sending lots of love. I find that that works as well.
Yes, that helps too.
It does. We need to do that because from what you told me yesterday about South Africa healing, nobody told me this. This I figured it out myself, is that if I send out bursts of love, also to specific people, but I just send it, it's going to help to heal us. That's what we need.
I think we do need all love, and we particularly need it with all these lockdowns. I have a song that I wrote called Lockdown Lonely. It's the side effects of this are very hard for people. A lot of people are having trouble. I think it's because they just they can't feel the love, they can't get the connection. They disconnect, making us all so disconnected as it has.
Yes, the thing is, a lot of people feel very lonely, especially the older ones. I know a few of them because I'm friends with them. And so, of course, especially the older people of my father's age, I make a point of keeping in touch with them. I also visit them, of course, always with social distancing, and I'm careful because I know how lonely older people get. And I remember with my grandfather, after my granny died, and my father, nobody visits them. Nobody takes the time, especially for older men. Us women, we still are capable of doing things for ourselves. We are more social, but men are not. So, of course, now, if I've got this power, I've got this gift, I'm going to use it because it means that I'm supposed to be using it. That's what I'm here for. I'm not going to create karma for myself, but I am going to help where it is needed.
I think that's what we're doing here. I mean, I think that's
Yes.
why we're here. Hello, Linda. Thanks for coming. So if I stop you in the middle of what you're saying, say hi to people, just know that I'm going to do that. I'm going to say hi to everybody that comes in as I see them, and say hi
Yes.
to Tree. Tree came in, and Linda came in, and right. A gift not used is wasting creators' time and faith in you. Exactly. You know what? There was a time. Oh, it helps when you physically clean up your place too. And I have been working on that. It really does. It helps when you clean up your place and clean up yourself and clean up your energy. And a gift not used is wasting creators' time. It really is. I realized that one of the reasons, one of the ways I helped myself quit smoking was realizing that it was ruining my voice. I lost my voice at one point, and I was a singer, and I knew it was a gift. And what I was told, I went to a healing group, an energy healing group, and they would sing in the spirit, and they had these energy harps that they would play. It was really beautiful, and candles and incense and stuff, and they would sing over you and play the harps and stuff. It was very interesting what they did. They were called the Starlights. And so one of them told me in spirit, your voice will come back, but when it does, you have to remember that God is listening.
Yes.
So whatever you sing, doesn't matter what you sing. You can sing anything. Just sing it with your whole heart. Sing it knowing that God is listening. And remember, God has a sense of humor. But just know that God's listening, and that this is a gift, and it will come back stronger, and you won't lose it again.
Yeah. I have a
And
question.
I
Okay.
just want to finish real quick here. What happened was, at first I ended up, I decided I had to quit, and I did. I really, it was hard to do, but I did it. And I had to do it by steps for myself. And then one day I finally did cold turkey. But honestly, when it came back, it was really weird at first. It was squeaks, and then I got this weird thing where it was whistling. It was like very high up and whistling. Then I got this weird thing where it sounded like the Who, what the Who do, the throat singing. And I'm like, what is going on? Well, I didn't know what throat singing was, but that's actually a valid thing too. So I guess I can do that now too. So really, I went through all these, but I sounded like a dolphin at one point. These noises that come out when I try to talk, that was like a dolphin. I'm like, I think all these things were trying to come through and heal me, and I didn't understand at the time exactly what was going on, but then when it came back, it was very strong, and it was very, and I could do almost anything with it. I can now do almost anything. I can sing almost anything. I have a huge range now. So, it truly is. But the other thing I do is I sing with my whole heart, and people say that they get taken places when I'm sitting there playing my guitar and singing, that they kind of go places, that I can like send, take them here and there, which is great. So anyway, I just wanted to say that if you're quitting smoking, the thing that helped me stay quit is knowing that this was a gift. God gave it to me, and I was slapping God in the face every time. I was slapping that. I was disrespecting that gift. And I didn't want to disrespect that gift. It was a gift. And I was slapping God in the face every time I took a cigarette up and messed up my voice. So, and I realized how disrespectful and how I would feel if I had given somebody such a wonderful gift. And they did that. And I just realized that wasn't cool. And, that was my mindset at the time. And I said, you know what, I'm going to quit this, because I'm going to use this the way it was intended, and respect it for what it is. And, I was told I can have all the fun I want with it. I can do whatever, but just realize that, that it is an instrument now, and it is a gift. So anyway, I just wanted to tell that story, so if anybody else is thinking of quitting smoking, remember, every breath you take is a gift in the present. Go right ahead, Marie. And you're back on, Marie.
I wanted to know, how do I help somebody but they don't realize that they need help? I'm trying to help somebody through energy work. They're in a very dark place, but they don't realize it. The thing is, I don't know how to express myself. They're in a dark place, they don't realize it, and also when I speak, they're not willing to listen. How do I help this person? Because I really love them and I really want to help them, because I can see that they've got what it takes to be a better person and to make better decisions. But the thing is, it's going to be hard work for me. Is it worth it for me to do it? Or should I just let go and just have empathy, compassion, and just give them love, but not expect anything in return?
In my other healer friends have similar things as that. Times when, we're sitting there and we're looking at people, and unfortunately for them, a lot of them, they will not, until they are to a point where they can listen, they cannot accept it. And
Okay.
so all you can do is keep them in your prayers. You can offer to help, but if they're not going to accept it, it's, it is their choice. But as soon as they
Yes, it
accept
is.
it, sure. I mean, but a lot of people, and it's funny, a lot of us find this thing where we'll try and tell them some things that would help them. And so, we maybe have told them this 10 times, 20 times. You could try this. It's like they don't hear it. Or they say, oh, yeah, I'll do that. And they never do. Eventually, once they do get to a certain point, they'll just do it themselves. And then they'll say, you know what? I found the weirdest thing. This worked. And I just had to tell you, it's like, you'll sit there and you'll be like, yeah, I told you that about 20 times now. Finally gets through. Finally do it, and it works.
Yes,
They think they just discovered it,
yes. I'm sorry, it's so true. It is so very true. It does. It does. It's happened to me throughout my life. I've been trying to give messages to people, telling them what I know and what they need to know. And I've always been ridiculed and said, oh, it's just a phase. You go through it. And then they come back a few years later and they say to me, oh, Marilena, are you still doing this and this? So I said, yes, I'm still the same person. I haven't changed. Oh, but, oh. And they just discovered it. And I feel so
It's
like undermined. I've been telling you
hard
forever.
times, isn't it?
And yes. And then I just let it go. I just forgive and forget and I let it go because it's not worth it. I need to keep my positive energy up for myself.
Hello, Denali, Princess. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, all of us have beaten our heads against walls at some point because we really wanted to help our friends. And you can't do it until they're ready.
No.
The patient really has to be, because the patient is really healing themselves. You're just a conduit for that. You are a conduit for the energy and the love of God in that right way. And of course, you can be very learned and very skilled and very talented and all that. But really, the patient has to accept it. And if they don't accept that, it's just going to kind of roll off them. And all you can do is just kind of try to send them energy and protection. And or you can send them energy and protection. You can. A lot of us ask permission. A lot of us go to our guides and say, can we do this? Can we do this?
True.
So, that's another thing. A lot of us, we decided that, don't just plow through. Ask there. You can also do this technique that's called asking the higher self. You can go in to a meditation and say, I want to connect with their higher self and have a talk with them. And you may find out why they're not accepting it. You may find that out and have a talk with their higher self and say, why don't you want me to help? and find out what's going on that way. And you might actually convince their higher self to allow it, to somehow put
I'll
them in
do that.
to allow it. And a lot of
I'll
us have
do
used
that.
that technique. Another technique to do is when somebody is resistant and they need help, they may be holding on to the issue for a reason. To them, what to them is a reason, and they may not even be aware what that reason is. So, like, sometimes people are holding on to things because they think they have to. They're either protecting themselves, or it's giving them, they think it's giving them something. I know people who have hold on to spiritual attachments because they believed that that was giving them power, when it was really messing their lives up. And
I wanted to ask, what if the person is born like that, and you've known them your whole life, okay? And wow, because this is a very difficult one. They are born like this, and you try to help them in every way possible, but it's like it's almost karmic.
hello, Ness. Thanks for coming in, sweetheart. It's almost comic.
Yes, it's like a karma thing. Either they're here to learn from me, or I'm here to guide them, or basically I'm just here. Sometimes I feel as if I'm just here because I'm here. That's all. I can't really do anything because I've tried. So basically all I'm doing is using my compassion and empathy and patience. Otherwise you just want to kill them. But
Well, that's a funny thing for a healer to say, right? There is, it's like, this is a test, right?
yes,
Yes,
yes.
this is a test, right?
Sometimes
Whether
I
or not
feel
I
is
want,
if it's sometimes it's also a way for me to learn something from it.
right?
I get the feeling that I must learn from it. It's also my lesson, but indirectly, it is my lesson. So I must also take it that way.
Yes. It is in a way our lesson, and sometimes the lesson is you can't help people until they're ready for it. And sometimes, you know what? This is another thing too, that I think it's an ego thing. A lot of us go through this, an ego thing in a way, because you kind of get hurt because when they finally do it, and you've been telling them for 20 years, and then they finally do it, and they act like they never heard you say it at all. But it did get into their subconscious. And finally, they decided to try it. And they act like it
Yes.
had nothing to do with it, you know?
y-
So, yeah, it's hard. It's like you sit there and, right. Am I ever going to get credit for anything I ever did, right? Because,
Yes, I get what you're saying. The ego does get in the way. I'm learning to oh, that's a difficult one. The ego is part of why we are here on earth. We need the ego to be here on earth, otherwise we can't survive
right.
without it. But the thing is, yeah, it gets in the way. I just let it go and I move on, and I'm happy. Also, I've learned not to let go of expectations. That's what I was trying to say. I've learned not to live with expectations. That
Right.
way I cannot get hurt.
There you go. Yeah, if you're going to heal and you're going to help, do so without expectations, because you may or may not get you do it from your heart and just do it, because it may or may not. There is a way, though. Somebody did teach me. There is a way to actually get people to realize you did make a difference, and that is to force them, before you help them, to write down what the problem is. That's why a lot of people ask you to go ahead and write the problem. Oh, well, thank you, Ness. Thank you. Write the problem down, because they may be so healed. Some of these techniques are so powerful. They may be so healed that to them the problem never even existed. They don't even know. After a couple of days, they might not ever know that they even had a problem. They're trying to figure out what you're talking about when you say, remember that problem I helped you with? And they're like, I never had that problem. What? Because for them, it doesn't exist anymore. It's gone.
Yes, very true.
So
Very
they
true.
don't even know it happened. They don't. And this is kind of a catch-22. So if your ego is in there and you're, thinking, gosh, nobody ever acknowledges this, that may be part of the thing for you, is because really when we change, and I have changed a darn lot of things, and very few people have acknowledged some of this, if I don't do something to get them to remember, but I just decided, how much does it matter to me? Because I've changed a tons of things. Very hard to prove if it doesn't exist anymore, right? And
Yes.
people don't remember it because you know what you did? In that case, what you did was that energy, once again, energy is a wave, and you flatten that vibration to such a point that it does not exist and never existed. And it can go backward and forward in time that way. A healing can actually go backward and forward in time. That's how powerful. When you flatten that wave and it goes out of existence, it is really gone. And all that will be left is maybe your memory of it, because you're the one who, from your point of view, did that. So if we were to do something and save humanity and give them a golden age, all of a sudden everything is perfect. We have a Star Trek lifestyle and, everything. If we did that, people would not, a few days would go by and nobody would ever remember it was ever any different. What do you mean we had people poisoning us at every turn, poisoning our food, water, air, and medicine? What do you mean? Did that happen? Did that really happen? They're not going to remember if we do that. The only way people are going to remember is if we have some way to remind them that this is the lesson. Because otherwise it's not going to be a lesson. It's just going to be different for them, which is great in a way, because we're learning something, but did they?
True.
Did they learn anything? So I think that's why a lot of this stuff is happening. It's like to really drive it home to us. Yeah, folks, this is happening. Get it through your head. Stuff is happening. And if you want to change it, you're going to have to change it yourselves. No good parent is going to sit there and do every single thing for their kid. They're going to make the kid do it, fail, do it, fail. They're going to encourage that child to try again. They're going to maybe give them tips on how to do it. But if you don't let that kid try and fail, they're never going to learn anything. And so I think that's part of what's happening here. And that's why some of this is being allowed to happen. And it sounds drastic, but that's really what I am hearing from the nature spirits and from all the spirits that are helping us is that, and we have some very powerful forces that are helping us, but they say you must initiate the programs, which is an interesting way to put it, because if this is a matrix-like, and one day I will share what I seem to be remembering of this. If this is a matrix-like program, and it is some kind of program that we're in, then we initiate the program, because we are the ones that are the avatars, the ones that have the spark of God within us. We would be the ones who would be able to initiate the programs. You see, this is our planet. We're living here. If we want it to happen, we got to initiate it. It's otherwise, standing there like a little kid, I can't do anything, I'm helpless. Are they really helping us? But as soon as we initiate the action and start taking action, they jump in. They jump right in. They always do. So,
Okay, thank you, Dan. I'm going to go now, right?
was that a good enough answer with all of that? Did that help?
It was excellent. It was exactly what I needed to hear. It's sort of, it's just very basic. It's very simple. It doesn't need to be complicated.
Right. It doesn't, sweetheart. You have such a lovely light. You really do.
Thank you.
Beautiful light.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you came in tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I just love this. Yeah, I had to get over my ego stuff. I don't always like the way that I look. I have a lot of things that I think are flaws. And I'm hard on myself, and we all are harder on ourselves than other people are on us, unless they're trolls. If they're trolls, we should ignore them. So, yes, we all have a spark of source. We do. Yes, Marilena has a lovely light, as do you all. I had to get over the way I looked. My teeth are uneven. My last dentist screwed my front teeth. I had perfect teeth. Last dentist screwed them up. I haven't found a dentist that I trust again yet because I don't want poisonous fillings in my mouth, and I don't want it to be done wrong. So I haven't yet, and so I'm just trying to take care of them. That's the thing going on with my teeth. I got things going on with other parts of me that I find. I was losing my hair because of the post-COVID thing, and all kinds of other things, that I thought I'm not as thin as I could be. I'm not as young as I used to be. I'm not as pretty as I used to be. I'm not as good, and the ego was just going crazy. And then when I finally decided it doesn't freaking matter. It's what I'm saying, what I'm doing, the energy I'm bringing has absolutely nothing to do. What I think I look like should not have anything to do with this. I'm just going to put it out there, and you're going to like it or not. Whoops. Pappy was getting ready to come in, I think. Pappy, did we lose Pappy? We lost Pappy. It looked like Pappy was in. I just noticed. Oh, no. Yeah, it's what I look like, and some people still think I'm pretty. And, I guess in some lightings I am. I don't know. Maybe I am. I think I guess I am hard on myself. We're all hard on ourselves. That's the way we are. Hi, M. M came in. Whoops. Is this the one I was trying to highlight? Wait a minute. There you go. Beauty is skin deep, but ugliness goes straight to the core. So if you're an ugly person, you're really an ugly person. Yeah, it's true. Oh, interesting. You can bring your pictures in here too. There's a way to do that. I just have to figure it out. Thank you, Erin. Yes. Right. You know what? Me too, for a long time. Is Pappy coming back in? Is he making it back in? Boy, the internet is just being really cruel to Pappy tonight, or recently. There you go, Pappy. You're on.
Well, let's see if I can stay on tonight. This is internet the way it is.
Grabs Pappy's stream and just Holds on. Okay. Stay.
Well, the reason I wanted to jump on tonight, I wanted to ask your permission and the permission of everybody that's in the chat, if it would be okay if I was to perform a blessing for your channel.
I would love that. I would absolutely love that, Pappy. I was hoping you'd offer. That's what tonight's all about.
Okay, you're breaking up a little bit, but
Yes.
I can.
I'll nod to let you know. Yeah. Okay, like a horse.
Okay.
Whoops. There he goes again. Hi, Bell Prepper. Good to see you in. Oh, darn it. Boy, what is wrong with his stream? Oh, come on, guys. We got to intend that his stream stays on. We got to intend that his stream stays on, folks. That his internet doesn't mess with him so much.
I'm going to need to have you all hold a circle of energy around us, I guess, so I can stay on just long enough to get out the blessing then.
Right. Everybody get a circle. Come on, gather around. Oh, I didn't do that. Let me do it very quick. All right, everybody, imagine that campfire roaring in front of you. If you have to close your eyes a minute, do that. Get that campfire roaring and get that circle. Everybody sit down in your place, your chosen place in the circle. Let's get that energy up and protect Pappy Two Bears while he blesses this channel. And he's doing this to help us, you know. Hey, Drake, nice to see you coming in. Okay.
Well, actually, I'm doing this to join hands with you all. Okay, we help each other.
We certainly do.
Okay, first off, I want to start before I do the blessing, and I do these blessings. I do these blessings frequently when I go in and I do house cleansings and healings and things of this nature. Okay, but first, I want to give you an idea of where we are collectively as a group. Okay, and this is a prayer that I say quite often when I have groups of people around. Okay, and the name of this prayer is called All My Relations. In the time before the times that we are in, all things were created in the heavens and the earth. The two-leggeds, the four-leggeds, the swimmers, the wingeds and the crawlers, the green growing things, the wind that we breathe, the water that we drink, the earth that we stand upon, and the star nations all over the universe are all related to each other. In each of these things, a spirit was placed so that all of creation may be in good relationship with each other. In us, the two-leggeds, is the ability to use our awareness to be the voice that calls out for harmony and happiness within and for creation. As we look across the face of the earth, we can see the faces of all the peoples who are part of the Earth Mother. And we see that the faces of all these people are really the same, even though they may walk a different path. Take the good wishes of all these people and their desire for goodness of all creation and hear the words of their hearts. Carry these words on sacred smoke to the four directions, so that these people may be in good relations with all of creation and walk a good road of happiness and harmony. O great mystery of many names, you have always been, and there's no other that we send our voices to. Help us be in good relations with each other on the good road during our earth walk, so that when we take off our earth robe and stand before you once again, you may see that we have honored your creation and the blessings you have given us. In the Lakota words, they have a saying. It's called Mitakuye Oyasin. We are all related. Aho. These have been my words. I'm Pappy Two Bears. Two bears standing with eagle's wing. May it be as I have said. For all of you here in this lodge tonight, specifically for Diane and those that gather around this campfire, you have created a place in a spiritual access that neither goes away nor comes out of the spirituality. And that's a harmony lodge that you have created. Okay? And I wish to do a blessing to bring that energy here each time that you walk through the entry to that door. May peace be your gift from the Creator above. May this lodge be filled with overflowing love. May all who enter receive gifts of the heart. May happiness overshadow moods that are dark. May this lodge be named the peaceful place. May harmony and balance fill up all space. May nothing that's bad ever enter these doors. And may your feet always walk on serenity's floors. I have invoked this night in ceremony on this day, the 2nd of November, New Year 2020, in the presence of those that are around this campfire. These have been my desires. These have been my spoken words. Let the words go out upon the winds. Let it go out to all that hear. Let the spirit helpers understand that those that are here seeking assistance. Those that are here to assist others. Those that are here to be alive. I'm Pappy Two Bears, and these have been my prayers. Aho.
Oh, Pappy. Thank you. That was beautiful.
Now, with that, I am not going to keep my face up here any longer. Okay. I'm going to sign off, and I would invite to have someone else come up here. There's one that I've already reached out to. I think it's important. I don't know why, but that she should come on here. And I hope that she clicks on the link to do so. I'll be back at another time where I have a little more breath to talk about.
Thank you so much, Pappy. That was so sweet of you. Beautiful, really. Made tears come to the eyes.
I'm going to stay in the chat.
Okay. Okay, that's Pappy Two Bears. Wasn't that beautiful, folks? Oh, geez. Oh, many blessings to Pappy. Many blessings to you all. He's right. We have an online lodge here. It's what we've got. It's how we do it these days, I guess. That was amazing. I got to have some tea now. This is what I have hoped. This is what I have dreamed. And this is what has come. Thank you. Good day, Ken. Hi, how are you doing? How's the puppies? What? Something going on I don't know about? Okay. All tingly inside. Me too, Etri. And very warm and happy. And that is, whoops, there. That is your language. The Mi'kmaq, right? Did I say it right? Sometimes I struggle with languages. I feel a great big hug to you. Blessings to you all too. I feel the same way. Bomber, may I talk a little bit about what was going on at your place just a bit? We haven't been able to connect. It was a strange thing. I think what you were having problems, what you were having problems with is what many healers, some of it was what I know more than one healer who has had to deal with this. There are things coming here that are not evil. Some of these things that are coming are not evil, that are acting in your places, just so that you know this. But they are misplaced creatures. They have come here through some accident or misfortune, and they're not evil. They're lost and don't know how to get back. And if you connect with them, you'll find that they're lost, they're confused, they don't know what to do, they don't know how exactly they got here. A lot of them come in on a portal or something rends. See, we don't realize that these explosions and things can tear the partitions between the realities. And they come here not realizing what happened to them, just as if you got displaced suddenly and wouldn't know where you are and wouldn't know what to do and wouldn't know how to get home. Because if you came through a portal and maybe the portal's gone now, maybe it closed. Or maybe you came here through a portal, but you don't know that, so you don't even know what a portal is. Or maybe you come here some other way, but that incident's over and you can't get back. So there are ways to send these things back home, and we should. And so that's what I did for the one thing, but I think it had a mate. I think there was more than one. It was disguising itself as a small furry thing because it was afraid that if you saw its real appearance, that it would scare you. Because as we were luring it out to take it home, it looked like a very big insectoid of some sort. And I think it has a mate. But it's very low to the ground. It runs around on the ground kind of like a beetle of some sort. And they find to humans they're kind of scary looking, so they'll look like a small furry animal. You don't tend to want to kill those quite as easy, especially a person like you that loves animals. So I think you may have a second one, but I'm not sure. So we may have to do something about that. And I hope I'm not angering you by telling that part, but I found an open portal and I closed the portal, and I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't have. Well, no, it's okay, because we can still ask Francis of Assisi, or otherwise known as Lord Katumi, to the protector of animals, to take them home. So with your permission, I will find the other one or ones and take them home, let them go home. Another one of my shaman friends just did something like this. Just got a bunch of life forms back home that were displaced and not supposed to be here. And when you're not supposed to be in a place, it's bad for everybody. It's bad for you. It's bad for the place you landed. The energy's messed up. So We got to think of that. Okay. Yes, I like those clear rim glasses too. Yeah. Some of these things are not human. Some of these things are nothing we've seen. Like nothing we've seen. They're not all evil. They just are trouble because they don't know. They don't know where to go or what to do. They're confused. I'm not sure, and I don't know. That's why I let smarter people do that. I let smarter people, there are guides, ascended masters, and people on the other side who know these things. Fortunately, I have friends in high places, and I don't have to know everything. They know. And we call on them and their help, and they help us get these things home. Where exactly, I don't know. But what I was seeing was a sort of a, almost looked like a cockroach, a giant cockroach, but not quite. Some kind of huge beetle. But you know, the more I think of it, it was more like, if you've seen some of the lightning bugs that are kind of very long and they have the orange head. It didn't have an orange head, but it kind of was shaped like that. Anyway, I basically, oh, but the other ones that another shaman found was a slug-like creature was on a person. He couldn't get rid of it. He got a message that he could not get rid of it himself, he himself being a healer, and that he needed help. And the reason he needed help is because he needed another point of view. And the other point of view was this was not an evil thing. It just needed to be sent home. And so he got some of his other shaman friends together, and there was a bunch of them. I guess there had been a whole rent in a war, and they all just landed here, and they didn't know what to do. And so finally, they found the right people that understood this, and they were sent home. So the shamans got together, and they sent them all home and healed the rend in the veil. And now that has eased things up. And if we keep doing this and realizing that not everything is evil, that some things are displaced, and you've got to have the ability to know the difference, of course, but there are smarter people than me, people who are looking for a higher perspective, that can know these things. And so I don't have to know everything. Exactly. Don't forget, you all have guides waiting for you to ask. Once again, you have to initiate it. Many guides will not step in unless you ask. They won't just step in like your guardian angel. They're waiting to be asked and acknowledged. That's the way they operate. That is under the law of free will. Yes, free will. Many times you have to ask certain angels and certain guides. They stand ready. Yes, they certainly do change. Well, maybe we can help her. Exactly, Pappy. See, the shamans agree, and I find that most shamans agree on most things because we've been there. When I get together with other shamans, we usually mostly agree. Things just are what they are. Many of us have learned to just not fight that and let it be what it is. Yes. Okay. Etri asked a question. Let's see if I can find it. Thank you. Oh, is this it, what you're talking about? Georgette. Is Georgette in here? Yes. Ah, interesting. Oh, that's right. Erin is an artist. I'm an artist too. I got to get some of the art in here somehow. I'll get more art into my, if you look at some of my older stuff, you'll see some of my art in there. Who wants to answer this? You know what? Denali, how many times can I say this? The shaman life chose me. Just repeat after me. The shaman life chose me. You actually chose it long before you ever came here. However, you don't remember. I know. But you've been a shaman before. This isn't your first rodeo. We all think it is. It's not. It's not your first rodeo. Once a shaman, always a shaman, I think. You know, I don't know. That's just a personal opinion. That's what it looks like to me. And I always try to be kind of like not egotistical about that because I could be wrong, but that's what it looks like. Ah, bummer. I'm sorry. Yeah, Denali, don't worry so much. You have guides around you that are going to help you. And you're here now with us. You have elders to help you. You have people who have been down that road. You're not alone. Ah, 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 ah. What does second rodeo do? No, I think Morgan had a lot of bad press. That's what I hear. She had a lot of bad press. So did a lot of women who had power. There were villages during the witch trials that were not even one woman was left in the whole village. It was a war on females, really. We'll go into that someday, maybe, but maybe we'll talk about it. It's hard to talk about. Yeah, you can only resist your fate, your chosen fate. You can only resist what you're supposed to be, your destiny, your calling. And it'll hurt you if you do. After a while, it'll hurt you. Pappy was talking about that. If you don't use your power and take up your power, it turns around on you and it begins to hurt, actually. You'll be fine. We're here. Linda, you know what? We're going to do some work on that. We do that all the time. I mean, I do that all the time with people. help them find their spirit guides. And if you would like, we can do that now. You know what? Let's do that now. We'll do a little meditation to connect with our guides. And that might just prove to you that you've actually got them and you're not imagining it. Would you guys like to do that? Yeah, I became a minister too. And it helps you do a few things. I became a minister too for a while, Church Radiant Light, because I wanted to have the legal power to do some things that you're really not supposed to be doing. Well, there you go. You know what I have been seeing? One of the things that comes in the future is people starting to say no more and more. And just standing up that way and saying, no, I'm not going to do everything you're telling me to do. It's against my will. So, Strange Land is coming in. This is a first. Strange Land, I'm going to give you a chance to get yourself ready. If you want your picture on the stream or not, now's your chance to turn it on or off. If you're okay, we'll get you in. Here you are. You are on.
Hey, how's everybody?
Hey, Strange.
I am pretty strange.
He's first time on here, so everybody give him a yay.
I don't know if you can see me proper with the lighting.
Yeah, you look fine.
Okay, perfect.
Not a problem. I'm the one who has a funky lighting over here. That's why I look purple.
Yeah, that prayer that Pappy said was really nice, eh?
I was so honored. I'm so happy. We've been blessed in so many ways.
Yes, special feeling.
I feel very blessed.
Yeah, what Kim done earlier too was really nice. So I gotta say it's
Kimberly did a wonderful thing. Yeah, and you know what? Everybody comes in here and they do their thing, and it's excellent.
yeah. Sure. I've had some pretty strange things going on around my house. I've touched on it.
Go right ahead.
You mentioned earlier about just strange entities or creatures or whatever. It seems pretty much that I'm picking up a lot of stuff through reflections, either out through my window or not so much in mirrors, but like if I take a picture or a video with my phone, if I put my other phone to it and take a video again, or just to view it, and it actually brings the what I see out probably twice as clear, which is kind of strange.
You know, cameras pick up things we don't with our eyes. And our eyes have limits. We have rods mostly are located around the outside. That's our night vision. Cones are mostly, well, no, that's the other way. No, cones are mostly in the middle. That's our color vision, daytime vision. And this is why, oh, look at the baby.
This is my buddy.
What a babe. I know, sweetie. A pretty
He's got two different color eyes. I found them under my shed there about 4 years ago.
Oh, carnival eyes. Yeah, it must be a little ADD. Oh, look, a kitty.
It's funny because his eyes actually turn different colors at times, which is a bit strange.
David Bowie.
Yeah.
Somebody found one of them and they named the cat David Bowie.
Yeah. Well, this guy actually, his name is Grayson.
Grayson.
It was Grace until one day I woke up when he was young and realized he wasn't a woman or a female. He was a male. So Grace turned to Grayson.
Well, there you go.
I've been
What happens?
I've been getting a lot of weird rocks, like strange, because I mean I could go back, and this went on for the last few years. I could pick up a rock outside, something that just appeals to me, and then I could drive somewhere, and it could be like, I don't know, 30, 40 miles away. And when I get out of the van, there's a rock identical to it. Now that may sound a bit odd, but tons and tons of weird stuff.
Identical, like a glitch in the matrix.
Well, yeah. I should actually send you some pictures some night, or a few.
Oh yeah.
Got some video stuff that's actually pretty intense. I don't know. I've been holding off on some stuff because I'm thinking it may actually affect people. Because there is some really weird, scary things that you mentioned earlier.
Well, we'll just put up a circle to where everybody's safe anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
So everybody will be safe anyway. We'll just make sure. And I would love to feature those. Thank you.
Yeah, I was walking my dog. This was with my ex-wife there probably about 6 years ago, and I was it wasn't far from my house actually, and this thought of native people came over me. So as soon as it did, I pulled the dog aside. When I reached down, I found 2 arrowheads on the ground right on the side of the road, which was kind of weird. I could go on with stories, and one after the other. It's
You've got a guide that leaves these things. Hoping, yeah.
Little rock. This is hold on, let's see if I find how this camera works here.
Okay.
To look at it, it's actually got like red paint or something on it. Hold on, I'll try to line it up.
Yeah,
And
line it up just right. It keeps going out of the shot. Put it right where your face is. Because the camera tries to go, put it right where your face is. I see it. I can see it. Okay, we can see it right there, kind of right there. Yeah, there. We can see it.
It's hard to see here, but that's actually almost like a feather on top of his head. It's an actual face.
Wow.
It's actually more clear on the other side. But you can see where the eye is too, and the mouth. And 1 second. Huh?
Yes.
And it's really hard to show you on here, but like if you held it in your hand and looked at it, it's
you'd be able to see it quite clear.
For sure. But I've experienced a lot of strange energy stuff here. I've been feeding a couple of feral cats in the area, and I was out the other night actually, and it seems now when I go out, there's a couple of young trees in my garden, and as soon as I go to the door or window, these things start to blow, and nothing else will be moving around. About a week and a half ago, I went out and I opened the door with the flashlight to see if the cat was out there that I was feeding, but he wasn't there. But there's a big spruce tree there in my garden on the side of the house in the darkness. And all of a sudden the branches started to move. So I thought, Jesus, that's strange, because it was up probably about 7 feet. So I went back into the house and I just cleared my mind, because I find if I think about something too much, it doesn't, I don't know, it sort of gets confusing. So anyway, I went to the back of the house with a flashlight. I didn't take my phone to take a video. And I went in the bathroom, turned off the light. And when I put the flashlight up to the window, I could see the branches and the plants and vines moving in the garden, but it was probably probably about 7 or 8 feet wide and as high as probably 7 or 8 feet. And I could watch, it wasn't, I couldn't see what it was, but I could see that it was going, leaving a path through all the trees and nothing else was moving. So basically it was invisible. And I don't know what it is, but it's been hanging out on the back of my house. There's been nothing bad. I mean, it hasn't done anything wrong to me or but it's certainly making itself known because I've seen some images of windows and stuff like that. But I pick it up in reflections, a lot of it. Like I said, I can look at a window and not see nothing, but I can hold up my phone and look out through one door, and if I get the double reflection, I can see a face in the other window. And some of these faces are actually like really, really big and really clear to see. I just haven't, like I said, I haven't put a lot of videos or pictures up. I've just put some odds and ends up here and there.
There's more than one person who's been getting that effect. I did see somebody who was getting that effect when he was taking pictures of things in the sky. And then he saw in his rear view, it was a combination. It's like a combination reflection. Then you see him. I don't know why, but it's usually in one, when you have more than one, like people will see it in the camera, but not with their eyes, type of thing.
Yeah, now I have seen something.
In the this guy saw something in the rearview mirror that he couldn't see with his eyes, just with the camera.
I can also pick up on other people's pictures, actually, just add things. So I don't know. It's I'm actually just going to show you a picture here now in a second. And if you want to wait 1 second, you can just keep talking if you wish. Just give me 1 second.
And somebody wants to know where they Clovis arrowheads, and somebody else wants to know, do you have trouble sleeping at night? And could
no, I've been sleeping well, actually. A few times in the last 3 weeks, I've woken up to whistling noises, though, a couple of times. The cat is actually pretty active, like he'll see things, and I know when there's orbs flying around because I'll actually turn my video screen on, and I can watch the cat, and where he's looking, a lot of the times I'll put the video, and I can see the orbs, and I've actually watched him chase them out through the hallway, almost in a fun way.
Yeah, the cats see it. The animals see it. Animals see a lot of things we don't see. Their eyes are set up different, and you know, so. Yeah, the camera sees one kind of thing. We see another kind of thing. Our animals see another kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I guess that's why we all need to work together here. There was somebody who couldn't see it, but they felt some kind of a field. Here they took a picture with their camera, and they were under a bridge. They took a picture with their camera, and here there was a standing beam of magenta light in this field, and they could take a picture of it with their camera, but they could not see it with their eyes.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm trying to open this extra phone with the pictures, and it says it was unable to open the gallery, which is kind of weird. Just 1 second, bear with me. Okay. Just 1 second, D.
Yeah. Well, see, that's just it. Our brains are processing signals we're getting from that. It's just electrical signals coming into your brain. Your brain's processing them with the equipment we have. Okay. It's going to be different.
I'll show you some pretty interesting stuff.
And you may be onto this. Actually, may be a way to see some things that we can't normally see, and that actually may be one of the looking glass. Ooh, Alice in the Looking Glass.
But I was picking up a lot of stuff on my home security system, like a ton of stuff, and then I would actually take a picture of what I was looking at on my phone, which was the live feed, or video of it. But after a while, my camera stopped working, and for no reason actually, which was kind of strange. But it was saying that it was connected, but the screen just stayed black. So I don't know what to think.
I think, first of all, I'd make sure your place was energetically clean. That's true. Linda has a point. Have you cleaned the place, the house and the land? Have you done a clearing so that the energy is clear?
Yeah, most of it actually is across the street. Most of the activity. This area, it's an old area. This is an area where It's only a small strip of land, probably 50 kilometers by 50, but it was one of the handful of places that there was no ice during the ice age, which I don't know if that made a difference. So
It might. These creatures that we have been finding misplaced, they almost never know how they got here, or what exactly how the mechanism works, although they know the event caused it to happen. And often they don't know the mechanism of how to travel or get back, how they actually got here or came back or could get back. So if there is a situation like that, we could check into that and see if there's something that we can do to send them home. Usually the guy in charge of that would be Lord Kuthumi, who is also Francis of Assisi. Saint Francis.
St. Francis, yeah, actually, he was. That was his name on the school that I went to for a few years when I was a kid.
Really, Saint Francis of Assisi. He's the one who works with stray animals. If you have a stray animal, but his name is Lord Kuthumi. He's an ascended master, and he works getting stray animals back home or rehomed. So any kind of creature or animal, you can ask for help from him. And these ascended masters know a lot. You know, they're also,
not to cut you off. I'm just going to show you this. Actually, it's it may be a bit odd for some people, but if they don't want to watch it, they can just close their eyes. But it's
you know what, we're into odd around here.
It's a short video. This is of one of my security feeds a few months ago. To look outside, I knew there was something weird going on. I just get that weird feeling. But I moved my camera out by the door and I pointed it just out from the road, and probably about 10 foot across up on the road, there was 3 shapes that were together and they were lit up. And it was changing shapes, and the sky turned like a purpley black. So I'll just turn this on for like a quick second, and you just get a quick look. Now this should be a regular. See those 3 glowing pink things?
Yes.
They're faces of some sort. That's hovering above the road.
I can kind of see that. It's hard because of the way the light reacts. It is kind of hard, but yeah, they do look like faces.
That's a live video feed, actually. That's the back of my van, and for some reason the camera was picking up this glow, but it was completely black outside. And I was getting this same weird thing going on for just about every night. And there was times then I'd see these look like faces above the road and like sticking their arm out or waving their tongue, just weird, foolish, odd things. After a while, I said to myself, nah, I'm not even going to entertain this anymore because it was getting too strange. But at the same time, all of a sudden, it was showing the cameras as working, but there was nothing on the screen. Everything went black. So I don't know if somebody came across it at the security company that dealt with it and just shut things down, or. But I know right now, like if I went out and turned it on, there would be. Actually, this is a better. This may be a bit better, a bit clearer.
It's very hard to see. It's very hard to see on a screen like this. However, I am going to work with seeing how to get.
You see that there now? Those 3 pink items.
Yes.
They're faces, and they change.
Yeah.
From a human to an animal to just really, really weird stuff. But like I feel fine in the house. There's nothing that I don't feel like I'm loaded down with loss of energy and nothing like that. I feel good. I feel actually I speak regularly of God, and I mean I got my animal, my cat and my daughter comes over, but there's still tons and tons
hang
going
on
on
just a
in this
minute.
house.
Good night to the people who are leaving, and thank you for coming. There are some people who are leaving, so I'm just saying
Hope
night.
we didn't scare anybody then.
Okay. And she says you can use that for protection too. However, you may, these may or may not be something that you need to protect from. Like, that's why I'm bringing this up. Not everything do you need to protect from. However, just in case. Now, things that are good,
But
usually
the funny thing is, Dee, like this is
the protection won't really.
stuff, and probably some other people in the area, but the area is known for having weird activity. And a lot of the older people always spoke about how the area was haunted or whatever the case may be. But I mean, the last couple of houses since me and my ex-wife split up a few years ago, like once I opened my mind to seeing this stuff more so, because I would see things and I'd just pass it off. But it seemed like the more that you'd open your mind or the more interested you get, the more it started to present itself.
Of course.
Right?
Why should you talk to somebody who's not listening?
Yeah, really.
You know what? It's like that scene in Ghost with Whoopi Goldberg, where all of a sudden she realizes, wait a minute, I do have a gift. And then you have all these spirits lined up, waiting to talk to their loved ones. Why talk to somebody who doesn't even know you exist, or doesn't even know you're there, can't hear you, can't see you? And I wrote a song about that, actually. But anyway,
But I do get Bigfoot activity in
people
there.
realize that you can see them, though. Once they realize, and it's like Bigfoot too, once they've been seen, oh, now they're in your life.
Yeah.
And it's like that with the spirits too. Once seen, now they're in your life, and you acknowledge. That's why a lot of people, I think, don't want to acknowledge it. It's like, I don't want to, I want to deal with this. But if you can see them, you can. So you might as well just live with that.
Yeah, I mean, this stuff is from probably 4 or 5 months ago, so I haven't put the security camera on to even try to get it to work. I just left it as it was. But the whole Native American thing, like I've been finding a lot of stuff that were different tools, like stone axe heads, a bunch of different things. Now the thing is, they've been doing a lot of construction in places around here, and there's a lot of big rocks that actually have a lot of symbols like that. It's almost like someone carved them out. Not like cave drawings or nothing like that, but when you go back and you look and you think about these little people and that, like up in Iceland, I was talking about one time before on the show, the fairies and all that kind of stuff, and the energy that's yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of that in the area, and there's been a lot of rocks and stuff moved. And I think that might have been stirring up some stuff that's been here.
Yeah, probably. Oh yes, construction definitely stirs things up. We all are pretty aware of that. We hear so much of that. Construction will definitely stir things up and disturbing the land. There is a question here for you.
Sure.
Or actually something that Pappy Two Bears wanted to say. If Todd is a go-between, spirit will be attracted to express themselves to him, sometimes to give information, other times to ask for assistance. Has he asked which?
No, Pappy, actually, I was kind of weary on wanting to connect to it, but I mean, it seemed like it was always there, and I was getting the same, a lot of the same energy when I felt it. It wasn't a bad energy or nothing like that. I mean, I can go to sleep here. I'm in complete darkness in the nighttime. I can sleep well. There's no issues. I can hear things at times going through the house or a bit of movement. There's nothing bad, or like I said, a whistling noise or whatever. But
I want to say something here.
Sure.
I gotta say something. I feel like I got to. And I started to say it, but you were on a roll, so I didn't want to interrupt. You got a guide that wants you to acknowledge them. You've got a guide that wants you to acknowledge them. I'm sure of it. And they're leaving you these things, hoping that you get the idea You've got somebody wanting acknowledgement, and they're leaving you things to give you the idea, hey, somebody is trying to communicate with you.
Oh, I know, yeah, for sure, because
And if it is giving you arrowheads and stuff, that could be some sort of a Native American guide that you have, or and if you're seeing faces, maybe there's a reason you're seeing faces in the rocks. And you're, maybe that is the way they're trying to show you who they are. In which case, acknowledgement of that, well, while it carries a certain amount of responsibility, I don't think they're going to go away, because they want you to acknowledge them.
yeah, I haven't acknowledged them. I've been thinking about it. I was just afraid that I might end up stirring something wrong the wrong way, because I'm not familiar on how. You know what I mean? Like
I understand.
okay, I'll tell you a quick story. Actually, this is pretty interesting. Probably about 6 years ago, my daughter was at her friend's house. I didn't know. I thought she was at her mother's at the time. So just to touch on this briefly, I used to feed the crows for years, and I'd always talk to the crows, and I could go out and make noise and come by. I'd feed them like it was a daily thing. So I used to ask the crows at times. I felt confused. I'll just say to the crows, like, if there's any ancients that are connected, can you guide me in a positive way? So that was all right. I was doing this probably for 5 or 6 months. I went home one night, and my ex-wife, she was cooking supper.
Hey, Ben, welcome in. Welcome
And I
in.
felt really, really confused while and she's like, "What's wrong?" I said, "I don't know. I got to go over to the park." I won't say the name of the park in the area. It's only a small town. So she's like, "What do you mean?" I said, I don't know. I'll be back." So I went to the park. When I went over to the park, I felt like I was out of sorts. I got out of my van. I walked into the park, and it was almost like I knew exactly where I was going to walk, but in my mind, I had no set location. I walked down. There was a park bench just 20 feet from it. A crow came down and landed on the bench. Looked at me, made a noise. I turned. I took my phone. I called my daughter, and I said to her, "Where are you to?" She said, "I'm at my friend's. I'm staying there tonight." And she found it strange, and she's like, "Why?" I said, "Well, don't go anywhere, please." She's like, "Why? What do you mean?" I said, "Just stay at the house." So I kept saying this to her, and she's like, "Dad, you're getting weird." I said, "Rebecca, I don't know why I'm even thinking this, but," I said, "please don't go anywhere." She's like, "Yeah, okay." So I start texting her and still giving her the messages, and she's like, "Will you stop? You're like freaking me out." So she was like 15 years old. Um, that night I went to bed. I was on settle the whole time. I laid the phone down, which normally I charged. 10 to 4, the phone rang. She was on her way in an ambulance to the hospital. She was in an accident, and she went out with her friends, and she ended up having an accident. She had 2 accidents. She had one 2.5 years ago. That was the second time that I got a weird feeling and thought nothing of it really, other than I said, "I'll leave my phone on." They were just going close by, and it was the winter, and the uncle spun off the road. So the 2 times I got weird feelings, she was ended up in accidents. And
It
this
happens
energy
a
type
lot.
thing,
It really does
something
happen
goes.
a lot, Todd,
What's that?
especially if you're a parent. Especially if you're related to the person, it happens a lot, very frequently.
Yeah.
A lot of people get that. It's not really uncommon at all. So you are sensitive. Obviously, you get messages, and you are sensitive. And obviously, by the way, Pappy reminds us what crow means. And crow is one of the smartest birds.
Yes.
Very intelligent bird. And really, they say the intelligence is probably very similar, very right up there with primates. So
Yeah,
for a bird, they're very bright.
for sure. It got to the winter time. Actually, I went out one morning. There was 43 crows on the lawn waiting for me to feed them.
And he also says, ask for understanding, and then the validation will come. And that's true. Ask to understand what the situation is, ask for clarity. And Chris says, work out the connection and put the pieces together of the message and their meaning. And all those things apply.
Should I go about it in a certain way?
Yes. And actually, you know what? it's same thing as he's telling Georgette here. Open yourself to the guides. They're waiting and you are protected while you're here. And let them ask for, you know what, if you feel that there is any question about it, ask for the highest. I always ask for my highest and best guidance, and say only my highest and best guides, my true guides, my and may the Great Spirit preside over this. And then I have other beings that I ask for help with this to protect this. But go ahead and whatever it is you believe in strongly, go ahead and ask for their guidance and protection while you are coming to your guides. I think we'll do a meditation if you want. We're going to let you tell your story, and then if people are still around, I'll do a meditation. No, medication. Meditation's better than medication, actually, a lot of times. I'll do a meditation for contacting safely your spirit guides. How's that sound for a deal?
Sounds wonderful.
Okay.
My father passed away. I bought this house last October, and I moved him in with me. And come the end of January, we had a storm here that they call the Snowmageddon.
Hello, Georgette. And by the way, welcome, Georgette, and thank you for coming. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, we ended up with like probably 140 centimeters of snow over like a day and a half. It was a ton of snow, and my father took sick unexpectedly, and we got locked into the house, and I couldn't get him out. Anyway, he passed away a few days later. And I'm sorry.
That's okay. I get emotional. Emotional is fine.
When I
Proves you're human.
yeah, when I got him to the hospital and stuff like that, and he ended up passing away. But he had a great life. I mean, he lived 87. So, I came home, and the snow was packed. There was a lot of snow to even get in and out of the house and stuff. And there was a giant footprint out in the snowbank. Just one.
Ah, you may have a Bigfoot.
Oh, I do, because I took a track of one on my lander last week, actually. I took pictures of it.
Sounds like a Bigfoot.
I've got a ton of different
And
things.
you know what? If you have one of those, they mind speak with you. I've had a mind speak with me.
Yeah.
I didn't know that's who it was, but yeah, they'll mind speak with you.
I've been shutting myself off from trying to even want to communicate with something, but it's getting to the point where it seems like it's always there and it probably wants me to.
Seems like it. You need to. Okay, I'm sorry, but you need to. I'm not really sorry. You need to. Hey, let me read you a few of these things because our audience is very wise here, really. Chris says it seems like he's concentrated a lot on asking for guidance, and they have answered in many ways, but he's having trouble deciphering who it is or what they are trying to say. And Pappy says, your protector guides will put any other spiritual energies through a vetting process before letting them into your inner spiritual lodge. So realize that, if you want to feel more secure, ask for that in particular. Say, please let only the highest and best guides come to me and let me understand this message that's coming to me. Okay, let me understand this message. Give me some clarity, give me understanding. And there are people here, and I'm one of them. I might be able to help you find this out, but I will do a meditation. I can use cards too to help you figure some of this out. There's all kinds of things we can do to help, but the best thing you can do is the symbols you're getting. Everybody has symbolism that they give. And if you're getting certain things show up over and over, like you got the arrowheads and stuff like that, and that's kind of unusual, you got to pay attention to that.
There's tons of stuff. Like I've got videos where you can see a pile of orbs coming through the house at one time. like a red orb or a green one come in through the window, bend right on video, and go right back out through or flying around the house. And this has been at different locations. I mean, this thing has been with me, and I don't know why. Since I've opened up and started accepting these rock things and stuff like that, I mean, there's been nothing bad. It's been nothing to make me feel uncomfortable. If anything, it actually, at times, it seems like it balances my mind out.
You're probably supposed to be doing this kind of work.
I
And
don't
you're
know.
not doing it, and it's probably kind of bugging you. I mean, you're probably supposed to be doing this. Sounds to me, I'm looking at this, I'm listening to this, I'm looking at this picture here, and I'm going to tell you, like I told so many people, I hate to tell you, but I think you're being chosen again, which means you have already chosen in some way. But the shaman life is choosing you. The magical life is choosing you.
Last week.
You are sensitive. You're getting messages. And I almost feel like somebody's saying, what do we have to do to get this guy to just, express himself, use his gifts, accept the fact of what you are. This is what you are. Don't be afraid. Yes, things you'll have lessons. You'll have help. You'll have help with those lessons.
I actually had a friend drop by last week, and I was telling him about some stuff, and he said, "Geez, that's pretty weird." He said, "Maybe you're chosen for something." So
Yeah.
it's pretty weird because I stood on the step and I said, "Well, I can sense energy." He said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, just look right," and I pointed to a spot in the hedges where the trees were too. It was closed in. I mean, it was a dead calm day. I said, I can sense energy right there. And with that, 3 trees started to blow. And I put it on video. I'm like, holy crap.
We're together.
Something.
You know what? That happens to me. I go out there and I start to connect with nature, and the wind picks up. What was that? Dances with Wolves, that guy, wind in his hair. You see him and the wind starts to blow his hair around. And it's like that. I'll go out, and as soon as I start connecting with nature, the wind starts to pick up a little bit, a gentle breeze, and all this stuff starts happening. And if I ask the sky to show me something beautiful, it will give me just a beautiful sky show. So or I'll see some other beautiful thing. You have a natural connection. You're just not acknowledging it. Acknowledge it. Just accept that. Just accept it. It's just bugging me. They're going, will you tell him to just freaking accept it? We're trying so hard to get him to live his potential, and he just doesn't want to do it. I don't know what to do anymore,
I've just been keeping myself for so long that it's at the point like I needed to talk to people. I needed to.
Yes, you do.
And not everybody obviously looks at stuff and says, yeah, that's weird, but I don't want to scare people either. When I've seen odd things.
Do you think we're going to sit here and judge you? What we have talked about here, there's nobody here that's going to troll you. None of us are going to troll you.
I love everybody that comes to this group and on the MeWe thing.
I do too. They are the best, really.
Yeah.
You guys are the best. I started over you.
But anyway, I'm going to sign out here now on this, but I'll stay on for another few minutes if you're going to stay on.
Yeah, I'll stay on for a few more minutes, and then I'm going to find a way to stay on to be able to do this more often. And guys, is late night good, or do we need to find earlier times? Because I don't know when to come on. I don't want to step all over.
It's 1:50 we're on to.
Okay, because.
Well, I mean, don't change. I can work around that. That's no problem.
12:19 here right now. So, if it's really late for you, I understand. I need to.
I don't mind at all, actually. I might look like crap because I'm half asleep, but it's all good. And the lighting here too. I mean, there's times like when I sense a lot of energy, things get hazy looking.
Well, I think, Todd, that we need to talk. How about if you are you in MeWe?
Yes, yep.
Well, the Ohio crew is my group,
Mhm.
and come in and find me on there. And I want to talk with you, and I will be happy to help you with this. And having gone through a lot of this myself, and a lot of us have to be practically banged over the head with things. And one woman, she kept asking and asking if she had to move, if she should move. Should I move? Should I move? And then a tree fell on her house.
Yeah, you know something? That's not good because it's heavy
Oh,
wind and
said,
rain. And it was only an hour ago I was talking about the tree. I said, I hope that don't fall on the house. And you went and said that.
don't wait for the tree to fall on your house to wake you up, okay? Maybe this is timely. Don't wait for that tree to fall on you. I mean, those of us who know this story, we go, don't let the tree fall on you before you acknowledge this.
Yeah, I got to get a different chair too because I'm bouncing all over the place here. It looks like I'm twisted.
Yeah, you're okay.
I'll sign off right here, but I will listen in for a few minutes. And thank you, everybody, for listening. I could go on and on and tell you stories and show you pictures and stuff, but
it's wonderful of you to be so brave as to tell your story. And now I hope you be brave again sometime.
I will.
Please
Thank
do.
you.
And I want to see those pictures. Contact me on MeWe, Ohio Woo Crew, and you'll find me in there. That's my group, and you'll find the rest of us in there too.
Okie dokie.
Okay, love you.
Love you too.
Thank you. Okay, and Chris says, could cause someone sensitive to these things to be overloaded in the senses, so keeps trying to do too many different tests and not any one thing, and then it's just all kinds of things. Yeah, well, he keeps asking for validation, and it comes and he can't. A lot of us do that, though. A lot of us do exactly that thing. Okay, Aaron says Crow is change your transformation. That too. In my deck of cards, Crow is karma. Sometimes it's law. It's definitely a messenger. Sometimes it's dealing with your shadow. Just depends on the context. Ghosty pictures. I want to see some of your ghosty pictures. Nessie. And I think Pappy Bear, Two Bears is right. Todd, you are locking in the smiling spiritual being that is fighting for birth. That's you. And I agree. Strange needs to accept what he is. Please, people. I'm going to tell you this. If you're here and you're with me, chances are you got something going on. You've got a gift. Or you would not be here. Okay? You wouldn't be in here. You wouldn't have found me. Some people can't find me, Well, you got a point there. Thank you for coming in, Atri. Thank you for your wise comments. Yes, sweet dreams. Dream well. Nessie, I want to see them pictures you've been holding out. Okay. Okay, please do. Please post your pictures in my group. I would so love to see them. Yeah, like attracts like and less blocked. Well, for a long time, Pappy, I had some problems. And if you would have asked me if like attract like, I'd say, what am I? Because that isn't what I am. But yes, in a situation like this, I think perhaps Yes, but there's been other situations where I really wonder what the heck is going on. Maybe I will ask for help with that too. After a couple drinks, East Coasters can't hide their accent. Thank you, Linda. She feels lucky to have found my YouTube. I feel lucky that you found it too. Yes, some positive energy for Austria. Let's send some positive energy. Cool. Glad you're here with us, Todd. You belong here. You belong here with us. I think we're your tribe. I think we're the ones that are gonna. You're welcome here, and we're definitely here to help. And this is a very, very helpful and loving group. I don't know how you could have found any better. Right. I'd love to be able to give my email, but things happen too. I should maybe clear that. But it gets lost because I get so much email that it just gets lost in the sauce. And I can't find it. Or it leaves something in the comments. If you want to get a hold of me, I do read my comments. Ah, great, Lex. Hey there, bud. You get out on the lake this weekend? Well, sometimes you'll hear my accent. And this is maybe a bit how I would sound without the radio training. Sometimes I would sound like this. But there is just as much chance that if I hang around my mother's side, I would sound like this. Because that's what my mother's side sounds like. But my father's side, on the other hand, we're Danish. Oh, yeah, what's happening in Austria? Somebody fill us in. Oh, yeah, that's right, a terror attack. I got good accents? I do? Cool. Yeah, I don't know where they all come from. I think they came from different branches of the family or who I hung around. This particular one here is the flat Midwestern announcer type thing that they want you to have if you're taking broadcasting. So, because I guess it's easiest. So, I can barely remember my Danish accent. Oh, really? Your grandmother's Danish, yeah. My dad was Danish. Boy, those old Danes, they get this always just amazed everybody. The Danes would get together and they'd have a party at the Danish lodge. And they would sit there and spend the whole night eating open-faced sandwiches because Danes only eat open-faced sandwiches, pretty much. They don't believe in topping their sandwiches off because it's descended from a smorgasbord, which you just, pick something up and you start layering it on. That's how they do it. That's their thing. And they'd sit there and eat their open-faced sandwiches, and then they would have their beer, and they would have their canned fish, and maybe they would have a shot of akvavit or something. And akvavit was the drink of choice among a lot of them. Or sometimes Canadian Mist, and was one of my dad's favorite ones. He loved Canada. He spent a lot of time in Canada. Oh, now you want a Danish. Okay, I'm going to say this. Please, people, don't be offended, but I did once make a t-shirt. I wanted to be saucy, a saucy wrench. And, we got some saucy wrenches in here, though. I just want to shout out to my saucy wrenches that I have in here. But I wanted to be a saucy wrench. And I made a shirt called Eat Me, I'm Danish. I'll put that on there. Because, hug me, I'm Italian, and kiss me, I'm Irish. It's a piece of Danish. So, yeah. Anyway, that was my joke. My Danish joke. Yeah. And then most of the Danish words I remember are food names, of course, because that's what you'd hear the most. You'd hear æbleskiver, which is pancake balls. If you're a kid, they're one of the best things in the world. Oh, yeah. And you know what? It's funny because when I would go up to Canada, they would tell me I would have an accent. I had an accent. Buenas noches, noves. Are you leaving, dear? Georgette, Daddy, I mean, not Dad. Pappy, translation, Pappy wanted you to come in. I hope you come back sometime, since you're not able to do it right now. But, yeah, save a donut, eat a Danish. I forgot. Anybody else needing or wanting to come in, here is the link. And all you have to do is click the link, and please, mods, if somebody is asking, please explain to them. If I don't get a chance to because somebody's talking and I don't want to interrupt them, or if I'm in the middle of a train of thought, please help, if you don't mind, help these people who are new understand what's going on here, how to deal with it and what they need to do. Just click the link. It'll take you backstage. You don't need a phone number, an email, or anything. I'll just take you right back. So it's the easiest. Boy, this is actually, that's why I'm a little worried about some of these other platforms, if they're harder than this, because this is pretty easy. Let's hope that they're as easy or easier. If they're, pardon me, Strange Land, what? Canadian Club whiskey. My dad drank that. Yeah, Canadian whiskey. He liked his Canadian whiskey. Trey, where is Trey? Where's Trey? Is Trey coming in? There's Trey. Tree. Sorry, Tree. We keep calling you Trey. That's wrong, I know. Triva. 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 Yeah, anybody who's new here, please tell them that, this is how we do it. This is how we do it, baby. All you have to do is click a link, and then you can have a choice whether or not you want to show yourself, turn your camera on or off. It takes you backstage, and then when I see you come in, you may wait backstage a little bit. You can turn down your YouTube or turn it off and mute it somehow so it doesn't echo. And this is our campfire. Please come sit by the campfire with us. Take your place. It's a circle. And imagine that we're sitting here at a campfire together. Yes. So in this place, you don't have to call. You just click a link, and this is the link. That's what I said. This is the easiest thing. Click a link, takes you right backstage. And then we put you on the stream. We don't need phones. We don't need anything. We don't need emails. We don't need anything. And you can say your piece. Someone has marshmallows. Ness, did you remember the marshmallows? I have to go out and find a weenie bush somewhere. Get some weenies to roast. Marshmallow trees. I don't know if any marshmallow trees grow around there. Yeah. Yeah, don't forget the marshmallows, guys. And the chocolate and the graham crackers. No, you don't have to call. You just click the link. Click the link, woman. This link right here. You just click it. Click it. Click it. Click it. Click it. You'll come right backstage. It's easy. It's a piece of cake. Triva, they want you to call. No, they don't want you. They want you to click the link. Click the link. Ooh, spicy sausage on a stick over the fire. Pappy, you had to say that. Does sound good. Yeah, we always fall to food talk in here. We just figure it's going to happen. It's always going to be food talk eventually. Peppermint marshmallows. Oh, that sounds good. Click the link, glass. Oh, she did. I think she did. I am going to do a meditation for it's looking kind of weird. I hope this works. Okay, Tree, I'm going to try and get you in. I'm not sure how this is going to, it looks a little weird, but try to talk.
Can you hear me okay?
Okay, we hear you. Go for it, girl. We can't see you, but we do hear you.
I have a bad delay and loop going on.
You have to turn off or mute your YouTube.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
Now hear the little, and then make sure you're speaking right into your mic.
Yeah, I think it just took me off of
YouTube?
YouTube.
You're on the
already.
stream though. We can hear you. I can hear you. You're on the
Okay.
stream, so talk away. Everybody else here? I think you're fine. I can hear you, so I think you're on the stream.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Oh, I didn't know if there was something that I needed to do. I just saw that he was probably teasing YT, Chris, about me calling.
Well, whatever you want to share with us, we're here to listen.
Yes. They just been having a hard time lately, and just found out that my stepfather is going into immediate hospice starting tomorrow, and so just a little overwhelmed. They don't think that he will last very long, so
Okay. Everybody around the campfire, send some energy. Send some prayers.
yeah, my mom is really having a hard time with it, so
I will say that this is an exit point for a lot of people. People are using this as an exit point. It's that kind of time. However, many, what is this? What exactly is the issue, or can we know?
just one thing after another. He's one kidney has atrophied, and then the other kidney is starting to fail. They've tried to put a PICC line in. They
Getting
can't.
a transplant, you have to wait. Yeah.
Well, and his veins have calcified in his arms. It's just one thing after another, and now they think he has pneumonia.
Hmm. It sounds
So,
like he's shutting down and getting ready to leave.
oh yeah, yeah. No, he's beyond ready.
Yeah.
So
He's preparing to leave. His
yeah,
abbey is shutting down and he's preparing to leave it behind. So what we can do is pray to ease his passing. Yeah, I feel that it is his time. I'll just be honest. Sounds like it is. And
yeah,
ease his passing, comfort his family, know that he is with you, know that he's not far, and that all you have to do, once they are in spirit, all you have to do is talk to them like they're there, and they'll hear you. Say goodbyes, tell him everything you want to tell him. You know it's going to happen, so you
yeah,
still have a chance. As long as you do that, you won't regret. Make sure that they know you love them and that you're going to miss them.
yeah. And I mean, I feel that it'll be better for him.
If they're
He's
in that much agony, yeah.
yeah. Well, and he's dealt with severe PTSD since Vietnam. So, and I'm okay with death. I can't remember who I think I told Nessie and Bomber about it. I used to be part of a program that if there was a patient at the hospital and they were actively dying and didn't have any family or friends, they would call me to come and sit with them, um, so they wouldn't be alone when they died. And because I kind of feel differently about death, and it's a very peaceful thing for me. I'm, I hate to see my stepfather go, but I also, am glad for him to go because of all that he's dealt with. But my next concern is my mother.
Yeah, the ones who are left.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the ones who have it hard, is the ones who are left behind. They're fine. They're always fine. They're always fine. When I contact, they come, I talk to them and it's like, will you tell them that I'm fine, that I'm okay, that I'm not in any pain? You see, over there, I died briefly. There's no
Mhm.
pain. There's no fear.
Well, and that's why I appreciate that his time has come, because he has just been through a lot. So
It's time to rest now
yeah,
and be
exactly.
renewed. Pappy says, may his transition be easy and joyous to return to the home we have all come from before this life.
Yes. Well, thank you. I do appreciate that. I
And
appreciate
Aaron says it's extremely kind of you, the job you were doing.
People think I was creepy for it.
And
But
Bomber says the most beautiful, important job there is for anyone who may fear death. There you go.
it was just a very beautiful and peaceful thing. Sometimes you wouldn't even know that they had passed, for a little bit. But and sometimes people would come to and become very talkative and then just kind of doze back off. And it's just it was very rewarding for me, because I could not stand the thought of one of my children or one of my loved ones or friends, anyone, not or being alone and afraid in that
Yeah.
situation. it 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 made me feel good. Sometimes you didn't have to do anything but just sit there, and sometimes people wanted you to hold their hand, it just,
And be with them.
yeah, yeah. So,
That sometimes that just means so much.
yeah.
And it's an important job being there at the end.
Yeah.
Now, many people have seen it's like a puff of steam, so subtle that in a white room you might not even see it. It's transparent puff of steam is what the soul looks like when it leaves and rises up out of the body. For most people, that's what they see. Now, when I saw my cat leave, I saw her raise up out of her body like a cat.
Yeah.
And she was all rainbows.
Yeah.
She was all rainbows and white light, and the portal that opened was rainbows and white light. But then I found out later that she was a very special being. And I knew she was special, but I didn't know how special she was. She had kind of a rough life, but of course I made her as comfortable as I could. And when she finally died, she said, after she got home, and she got home to a beautiful place. I got to see it. She let me see where she was going. And she said, you were so loving. You were always kind. You couldn't be better to us. Don't feel bad about anything, because we always beat ourselves up about things. And she said, don't do that, because we know you did the best you could.
Sure.
So we got to just think of it that way. We did the best we knew how at the time. Might not have been a perfect thing that we did, perfect choices, but they are fine. So it all comes out fine in the end. So all you've got to do now is we've got to take care of the family. That's why we have bring the food and the different things to help them get through this time, because of one of the last things you want to do is have to cook, and sometimes you can't even eat, and it's exhausting. So yeah, just be there for support and support them.
Yeah, I think a lot of changes are going to happen. So
Yeah, and not everybody wants to be here for that.
no, well, I know my mom want to live alone. I know she'll probably try and get me to go, and and
Yeah.
I don't know. I just see a lot of crazy stuff happening.
Yeah, it's going to get weird. We talked about that on last night's show. It's going to get weird. If you thought the beginning of the year was weird, it's not going to end.
No.
It's just going to keep getting just a little more surreal and a little bit weirder. And we have to be prepared. Not everybody came for that. Some people decide they're going to leave before all that hits. That doesn't mean it's going to be bad for us. It's almost like what I'm seeing is there's going to be almost like two worlds. For some of us, we will still be at peace. We will still be able to find the peace. We will still be able to find what we need, and we'll be okay. But for some people, it will be utter turmoil. And it's just going to look like that for a while. And that's just the way it's going to look.
Yeah,
And
I
there are people who will not be participating in that. They'll just be watching it.
Yeah. I had gotten too overwhelmed with everything myself, and I talked to you a little bit about it. I talked to a couple others about it, and I just it was was getting pretty dark.
Yeah.
But I think I don't know. You talk
I
to a doctor and they just want to add another medication, and
Pappy says the ability to assist someone at the crossing is a very special gift that helps the one crossing find their way and release the anchors to the material. Powerful. And I would agree with that statement.
Yeah.
And Bomber said she saw her auntie's light leave the night she passed, hours after she passed, but it was her. Sometimes, a lot of times, so it'll leave before the body really actually shuts down even. So it's hard to know the passing. And then when my dad, at a certain point, the dog howled after my dad passed. Body shut down, the dog started howling. He let out one lone, really, really, really long howl. And it was very eerie in a way. But that was his saying goodbye. The dog that my father healed. The dog that my father didn't like when we first got him, hated him. But when he got hurt, my dad decided to heal him because he was our dog and we loved him. And then he decided that the dog was okay because the dog loved him back. And then when my dad died, the dog howled. He knew what had happened. So it was very interesting. Bomber says she saw her auntie's spirit leave and thinks she was staying in the house till she heard our conversation in the kitchen, then her body was gone. But that's when she actually left. Sometimes they do hang around a little bit. And sometimes they don't know they're dead yet. They're not quite sure they're dead yet. Sometimes they just want to hang around and see you a few more minutes. And Bomber says, wish the phone was working so we could chat and I hear the heaviness in the voice. And I love you. There you go. But
I love you too.
yeah. You know what? We're here together. We are here together. So, and I hope you can feel the hugs that everybody
I definitely do. Yes, I appreciate it very much.
Yeah, hugs tree. You know, well, this is interesting. Strange says when his father went, his eyes opened a gold color. Very interesting. Triva, do you need any,
I didn't hear you. I'm so sorry.
do you need anything from us?
No, just some prayers and thoughts for the family. I'm really okay. I just really dread it for my mom.
Yeah. Okay, we will.
Alrighty.
You're on the prayer list, dear, and the rest of the family. And thank you for doing the job that you did.
Oh, it was, like I said, not that it sounds wrong to say it's rewarding, but it just made me feel good to know that, a person who was afraid of what was happening, either had comfort in holding my hand or
How can comforting the dead not be rewarding? The dying and the dead, you know, I mean, how can it not be?
most people that like when I signed up for it, or the or I've told them about it afterwards, you know, they just thought most people just can't handle it. They just can't handle it. So
I know. That's what makes you special.
no,
I have done that too, many a time. It's a special job. It's a special kind of person to do that job. Takes a special kind of person to be able to handle that job.
yeah. Well, I appreciate that.
And it takes a brave person, a strong person. And you are all of that, obviously. Or you wouldn't have been
Well, I
able to
appreciate
do
that.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, is Great Lakes going? Great Lakes, it's wonderful to have had you. Thank you so much for coming. Skull.
Well, my puppy is whining at me. I'm gonna have to take him out real quick.
Okay. Well, there is a thing that says leave studio or I can boot you out if you need to go. But
Oh, oh yeah,
uh,
I see it.
I usually let people let themselves out because I don't like to boot them.
Gotcha. Well, thank you so much, Dee, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thank you, dear. Thank you
All
so
right,
much for
bye.
adding your beautiful
Oh,
stories to my channel
oh, well, sure. All
and your
right.
beautiful life.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
And Pappy says, when you do the things you love, it's not a job. It's a pathway of fulfillment and purpose done with love, which is true. My friends, we're on almost 3 hours again. So if some people are getting tired, I cannot blame you. I'm going to do a meditation for the guides. Maybe that will be the way that we do it. Please look for me to be on again. Actually, if you want to stay on a bit more, let me know. I'll stay on a bit more, but because I am going to have to go ahead and buy unlimited just to make sure I have this going, and I am going to have to, so I'm not going to worry so much about the time. I am going to go ahead and get it and just figure things are going to work out because this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And then we'll find the other venues, and then I'll invite you there, and then we'll have all that we want. We can do this all we want to. And but I do want to do this meditation for you. Thank you, Linda. Yeah, doesn't it go fast? It's just like zip. Most nights it's just like zips right by. It's like, God, 3 hours? Have I been here 3 hours? The limit I can do is 4. And we've almost hit that a few times. And I'm just starting at this. And we're already staying on like 3 hours and heading for 4. It's weird, isn't it? And people don't really want to go home yet. A lot of people or they don't want to go home, but they have to. They don't want to get off, but they have to because of some reason. I don't even want to get off of this. I don't even want it to stop, but I know that I have to end it at some point. And because it's wonderful. It feels good to be with your friends. It feels good to be with your family and your tribe. It feels so good, doesn't it? To be here at our campfire. Yes. And the love and the acceptance. And we all need that. Yeah. I feel good too. I'm going to do we'll see how we feel after I do this meditation. Okay? So if you take 3 deep breaths. And blow them out. And close your eyes and go to your peaceful place. Go, and everybody has their peaceful place. Their safe, peaceful place. Okay. Then realize you really are at the campfire with the rest of us. And we're here. And our guides are all here talking to each other. And we're protected and we're safe in this circle. And ask your guides to let themselves be known in no uncertain terms. That you may communicate with them. And that you'll be looking for signs from them. And then close your eyes and just see what comes to you. See what images, if it's a word, if it's pictures like a movie, if it's sounds, smells, memories, whatever it is, animals, whatever it is, you're safe. You're in the circle. You will not be harmed here. You are protected. You're safe. And your guides wish to come to speak with you. And as you stare into the fire, you realize that you're seeing images. You're seeing images of your guides. And you listen with an open mind and an understanding heart. And you listen with your heart. Because your heart knows the truth and your gut knows the truth. You listen with your awareness, all of your awarenesses. Maybe it's a sensation. There are many types of clairvoyance, not just seeing. There are many types. And as you stay in that place for a few minutes, listen to what your guides are trying to say to you. And I am told that your guides wish to give you a gift. Please hold your hands out towards the fire. You don't have to do this physically, but you can do it in your mind. Hold your hands out cupped so that you can receive the gift that your guides want to give you and put in your hand. And it may just be an energy form. It may be an object with meaning. It may be a symbol. It may be something else. Just accept it and thank them. And feel the warmth of the fire. You hear it crackle in the background. What are your guides saying to you? What is the gift they're giving you? And once you have accepted this gift, hold it near to you and realize once again that you are sitting around the campfire with your friends, and come back to that version of reality. And very gradually, when you're ready, open your eyes and realize that you are also in this version of reality at the same time. And then, if you would like to share what your experience or your gift was, please share it with the group. And when you're ready to come back, just open your eyes, shake your limbs a little bit, move around just a little bit. There we go. Interesting. A golden dagger. And then imagine that your feet are on the ground on Mother Earth and feel the negative electron. What is it? Negative electrons coming up to you to ground yourself so that you can come back here with us all the way. Yeah, Mr. Misser says, gift was a golden dagger. Is it Misser or Miser? Erin says, my gift was a kiss. Mine looked like an energy ball. A golden energy ball. Linda says, my guides gave me courage, wisdom, power, and love to follow my dreams. Strange says, I saw a little creature in my mind with a green glowing ball. See, you may not be expecting. They may come in a form you're not expecting. Yeah. And you saw him in a reflection before as well. Strange as it is, this little guy, whatever he is, whoever he is, and you might want to ask him what he is and who he is, you may get quite a surprise. It seems like he wants to help you. Might be a little bit like Master Yoda, you know. Who would think a little green guy in a swamp would be a guide or a Jedi Master? So, Pappy says, mine was an expanding energy circle with white ball energy moving out from the center, pulsing in a wave. Ha ha ha, he was at your feet under the TV stand one night. He was that close. There he is. Well, he must want to help you. Hope you show us that picture. Cool. Bomber says, I saw a stoic First Nation man's face in a headdress above us, and he showed me a strong white bear, not a polar bear, the spirit bear. Bear means courage to me. Mm. Linda says, the gifts came to me in a swirling balls, and they told me what they were giving to me. Interesting. And the spirit animals bring messages from our ancestors, so that was a lovely message. Yes, it was. Strength also, yes. And strange could see him looking through the phones. Wow. And Chris was handed 2 ravens. Interesting, because ravens are magic. And of course, very smart birds. 2 ravens, interesting. Oh, we might have to start calling it 2 ravens. Well, this has really been an amazing. Yeah. Spiritual healer. There you go. What did I tell you, Bomber? Do I get to be right again, or do I get to be right again? Okay. Yeah, bear. And also bear is the symbol for the bear cave is also the pineal gland. So that's the psychic gifts. Oh, really? Okay. Okay, there you go. Interesting. So there you go. You know, shamans are really put through a lot sometimes. But some of it is just because we are resisting. Some of the stuff we're going through is just because we're resisting it. And some of it is because it gives us compassion. It lets us know if we have a chronic illness, then we know what a chronic illness is like, so we can have compassion for others. Some of us, well, there's all different reasons that you have the things happen that you do. But most of the time we hear about the wounded healer due to the fact and the healed healer, because it's in healing, finding healing for ourselves, that we learn how to heal others. So, like I said, one more time, I will say it. We are lazy generally. And probably wouldn't take all of the steps unless we had to. Yeah, Bomber had to ride the storm first without getting booked off. Exactly, Pappy. Then you went out in a storm and felt better. Surrender to the storm. A strong white horse, right? And white for me is the north and the elder and the home and wisdom. Oh, Aaron said he was kissed on the forehead and there was a lightning bolt burned on my skin. Intense. Whoa, and the 2 ravens are not normal. Wow, okay. Abnormal ravens. This is going to be interesting, I'm sure. Well, folks, Do we end it now? Because I can go as long as 4 hours, and I don't have to be up tomorrow. Are you tired? Do you want to end it? Do you want to go on a little longer? It looks like somebody's coming in. Bomber's coming in. Okay, we'll stay on a bit longer.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, so I think you're in
Hi,
here.
Mama D.
Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm okay. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm always fine when I'm with you.
Oh, shucks,
I'm
golly
always
gee.
good.
I love you.
I love you guys. I love all of you. I love you, and I love all the rest of you. And you really make me feel so good to be with you.
Oh,
I'm always happy.
I'm glad to be here.
I'm not sad when I'm with you guys. I'm never disappointed by you. May I say something that the divine parents always say, that they always tell us, may I, before you go on, Bomber?
Yeah, absolutely.
The divine parent, that I call them the divine parents, and they say, you are all divine, all of you are divine, and we could never love you any more or any less. You are all beautiful lights, beautiful coruscating tapestries of light when we look at you. You'll never disappoint us. We'll never leave you. We've always been with you.
I love that. I visualize our souls all connected. Yeah, that's beautiful. When we were doing that meditation with you, I visualized us around this campfire, and welcomed my spirit guides to communicate with everybody else's spirit guides, and just to all connect. And I saw the spirits above the fire in the smoke, and then I saw the the First Nations man's face. It was this very stoic, serious face,
Hi, Ben.
and he was in full headdress, and he stood out to me really strongly. And then he showed me this strong white horse, and I didn't get the connection to that, so I thought maybe it was just my mind popping things into my head. And so I thought, okay, well, I'll just take it in and see if what else comes up. And then I saw the white bear, but it was made clear to me that it was not a polar bear, but the spirit bear. And yeah, so it was really interesting that Pappy had mentioned about being bucked. I can't remember exactly what he said here about without getting bucked off. So it occurred to me that the strong white horse was something too. So that was pretty cool.
Yes,
But
it was.
that's
Just saying happy birthday to Ben.
Oh, happy birthday, Ben.
Says he just turned 44.
Ooh, an angel number.
Ooh, an angel number. You got to look that up, Ben. You got to type in the meaning of 44 in Google's and go find out what it means in the angel numbers.
Yeah, very merry birthday.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
So yeah, that was all I had to say.
Well, that is very interesting that you got the horse when he was talking about being booked off. Honestly, a lot of us, we go through that. We go through this, oh my gosh, am I going to be able to hold on? You get some tests, you do. You get some tests.
For sure. The funny thing is though, is that I didn't mention that in the chat, and then Pappy mentioned about being bucked, not about with it withholding without being bucked off, and that's when it occurred to me that, oh, okay, that was also a message.
Yes. I often tell the story of the woman who was meditating to find her spirit animal, but she couldn't concentrate because this butterfly kept bothering her.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Clever.
Yeah. That's the way we are, folks.
Yes.
It doesn't always come the way you expect.
No.
Like this little creature with a green ball for Strange. What is Strange's name again? I'm so sorry.
Todd. Yes,
Theo
with one D.
I know it was 3 letters, but yeah, Todd. And Todd has a little creature with a green ball that he's seen reflections of. Now you're not expecting it to be a little green creature, right? So,
Right.
but that little green creature somehow wants to help you. And some of these beings are not going to be what you expect. And it sounds like Chris also got something that he's not was never expecting. And sometimes they come up in very strange ways. You know, they don't look quite the same. I've had some interesting ones come up. Yeah, it's true. It's interesting how it is strange. Todd says our inner energy connects to things in different ways. I feel drawn in a bunch of different directions. Yeah, we can see that, Todd. I think you need to kind of sort out a few things.
That
And
comes though with all that happening at once. It's hard to decipher what's coming from where and who's who and what's what, and it can be really overwhelming. I know I'm dealing with that on my end over here.
when the floodgates open, they really open, don't they?
Oh dear, yes.
Whoosh. Yeah, I know. It's
Yeah.
like, you know, that's what it's like. And it'll separate itself out eventually. You just have to take one thing after another and just figure it out. But it'll come out. It'll sift. It'll sift out. These little things that were in your closet coming through that portal, like I said, I think it had a mate. And I think the mate might still be running around your place unless we got rid of it. I don't know. Have you had any further? Because I tried to get rid of the last one in there.
Yes. Yes, after we spoke, and after you did a clearing, the closet door stopped opening, and I stopped seeing things in my peripheral vision, and it seemed like it was clear for a few days. And then all this crap happened. I'll just say that.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I think that maybe the energy from that woke it back up. Maybe I'm not sure exactly how that worked,
thing
but
was gone, but I felt that there was another one.
yeah, there was, and I actually saw this time. Before I only ever heard it or felt it, or I saw my cat reacting to it. Not old man cat. His sighting is not the greatest anymore, but my wild cat reacts to something here. So I see how she reacts. And anyway, one night last week, yeah, it was last week. I was laying here, kind of sitting on the couch ish, and I saw something go past really quickly to the left, and it moved really fast. And the only thing I've ever seen move that fast would be something I saw in the woods that I haven't really spoken about. Yeah, it just moved super, super fast. And I saw the color was kind of a darker gray, and it seemed to be about a foot tall-ish. But it's hard to say because it moved so fast, and I wasn't able to see any detail to it. Just that something moved really fast to the left, and I thought, geez, it was really quiet. It didn't make any sound at all. And um, my little wildcat, when she's running around, she can be pretty loud, and I didn't hear any footsteps, and I thought that's strange. So um, I sat here for a moment and thought, well, it had to be her because old man doesn't move like that, and it nothing really moves like that except for what I saw in the woods that night. So I thought I should get up and check because there seems to be something strange happening here. And I got up, and when I got up, I saw both my cats were sleeping to the right. So whatever that was, it was not one of them.
Okay, yeah. I think I have to reconnect and go in and take another look. Because the thing that was in the closet, I don't know if you heard that part or not, but it did not, it was presenting itself as a small furry animal.
Interesting. Yeah,
But
and the closet door started opening again, by the way. Right before right before I saw that, it was like a few days leading up to it, the closet door had started opening again, and it's stopped now, but I did have a smudge specifically for that one night. And it wasn't really my intention at first. I opened the closet, was looking for, I don't know, lighter fluid or something, and I opened the closet, and I just felt like I felt something, and I left the door open, and I went to the junk drawer to get something there. And when I was reaching in there, it was for a screwdriver or something. And when I dug in there, and oh, that's what it was. I was going to tighten the handle on the door because I thought, like, the door keeps opening again even after you did the clearing. So I thought it maybe it's the handle. I don't know. So anyway, I went to the
never got to reconnect after that. It seems like
no.
there was some kind of stuff going on every single minute.
Yeah,
For one or the
been
other.
really it's been really heavy all over. And so when I was digging in the drawer, I felt like somebody was standing behind me, and I felt like it was something that came from the closet, and I couldn't turn around fast enough, and I didn't see anything, but I just felt, and that's when I was like, okay, we're going to smudge now, and everybody's gonna leave because I don't have space for this right now.
Really, I
Yeah.
can't feed another mouth. I've got 2 cats and me,
And the bunny, and I just,
Bunny.
I them aside, like, well, them too, like, they each have their thing going on, and I have my own stuff going on, and this is just too much for me. It's not, I don't know who it is, but they're not welcome to stay. So,
Well, I think it's another displaced thing that I was talking about earlier. Shamans have been finding a lot of displaced creatures lately. This thing that was in your closet was not really a small furry animal, though. What we took out. Oh, wait a minute.
was it the black shadow that I saw in the kitchen?
No. Okay, for maybe something else happened than what I thought, what I was seeing. Whoa. Okay, I think I know what happened. What we pulled out of your closet was actually a giant insect of some sort. Not a bad one. It didn't want to hurt you. It was sort of long and shaped a bit like some sort of beetle, kind of gray and black, and very and much bigger as it came out. And it came out that portal that I had to close. And I had to close that portal. And I told you if something else happens, it could be that the portal reopened. Because I had a feeling maybe or maybe not that would hold, because it seems like something was using it from the other side. So unless I don't. Now wait, let me finish. what I think might have happened, because at first I saw this little furry animal and then I saw this thing. And the one that we were taking out, and it came out willingly. It came willingly. It didn't fight or anything. And we let it go with Lord Kutsumi off to where it can get back home. And maybe the reason I saw the little furry thing, maybe it was there. I thought maybe it was just shape-shifting, turning into looking like a furry thing so that you would feel more comfortable with it than a giant insect. But maybe what happened was it was a little furry thing, and the little furry thing just zipped. And we got this other thing, but the little furry thing just kind of took off before we knew what was going on.
Yeah, and I have a feeling this little thing is mischievous. Before I realized that that this was here. Well, I shouldn't say before, because I've been having kind of some ideas that something was here for a while. But like my cupboard door, the bottom cupboard door would be open sometimes, and like wider than my cat would need to go in, and she doesn't go in there. So it was strange. It was just every once in a while.
Well, let me say that the imagery that I was getting, the thoughts I was picking up from that either the creature that left or the one that stayed, I'm not sure, is I don't know how I got here. I'm not sure quite how I got here. I know I don't belong here. I don't know what to eat.
Yeah, well, it's just there's a bite mark on my rice bag, and it doesn't look like a rodent. So it was really strange.
I don't know what to eat. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. I really don't understand this place. It's so confusing.
I thought I had a gnome, like a little person. I didn't know what was here, but I had a feeling that there was a being here that was not a rodent. My wildcat gets rid of rodents. You don't have to worry about those. But whatever this is, it was concerning my cat.
Mommy.
So
Chris is saying, is it the thing that jumped out of the tree?
no, oh no,
Okay.
because that was
A different thing.
yeah, I think that was a baby Sasquatch, to be honest, but that's a whole other story.
There's another story that you're holding back on me.
Oh God, Mama D, I got so many. It's ridiculous.
Well, you better get in here and tell some of them. What do you think this place is for?
Well, I don't want to clog up the line, like at this point in the show, I figured it's like it's the end, and most people have probably left. But
yeah, we'll do it again next time. Okay, on The Price is Right.
On The Price is Right, yeah. But this thing, this little thing.
Bear Bombs saw was probably a Kermode bear, a spirit bear of British Columbia. Interesting. And Chris says a blonde black bear. So yeah, Aaron was saying, could it be a Kermode bear, a spirit bear of British Columbia? Since it was a spirit bear. Interesting thought. Might want to look those up, Bomber.
I saw a white black bear, that's a spirit bear. But it's like this when the animals appear white, not
right. Yeah, I
know. Not what's it called when they have pink eyes?
But a white version of the regular animal, yes. Right. Only it's white. Yeah, like an albino version of whatever.
But not albino, actually, because albino...
Well, not exactly albino, but I mean, it's a white version.
Yes. Yeah. And they still have their black eyes. Yeah, blonde black bear.
Yeah.
But this thing in the apartment, one time, okay, I don't know if you hear purring, but old man is here to supervise this. So, yeah, so one night, I heard Wildcat has a food plate. It's glass and it sits on this chair. It's a bar stool. That's where she eats. And so I heard this glass plate drop on the floor, on the laminate floor, but it didn't smash and it didn't drop hard. Like it didn't sound like it was smashing into the floor like it should have. And I thought, oh shit, okay, her food's probably all over the place and she's probably knocked it down. So I got up and I went over and she wasn't there.
How do you
But
do?
her little white stuffy, she has a little white lammy, and the lamb was face first in the food plate, in the food. Like there was still some food on the plate, and the lamb, her stuffy, was face first in the food, and it was like, what the hell is going on here? Like, why would she put her lammy face first in the food? Is she that smart? Is she trying to feed her lammy? So I thought that was kind of strange. And
That was
then,
strange. Maybe the other little creature was trying to feed the lammy.
oh well, yeah, well, I just
Here,
kind of
you
brushed
look
I
like
brushed it
you're
off.
not doing too well. Maybe you need some food.
I just brush it off as something, because
Oh,
my cat's
you need
weird.
that food
The
too.
My wild cat is really strange. She does some strange things, so I just brushed that off. But then the next day, she puked. She threw up, and it was a lot of puke. And I heard this, and I went, "Oh shoot!" So when I got up to clean it, my shoes were sitting directly on the puke. Like somebody had picked up my shoes and put them on the puke.
Okay,
And
that is weird.
I was like, okay, she didn't do this. And they're not sitting like they've been kicked there. They were sitting like somebody picked them up beside each other and put them on the puke.
On puke.
But it was directly on top of it. And oh, it was like, okay,
So
I
you think this thing, maybe you picked it up in the woods?
I don't know. I mean, maybe. Where else would it come from? I don't go anywhere else. I didn't get it from the grocery store, I don't think.
Okay,
And
has anybody heard of these little particular kind of mischievous creatures that you can? I know that there are many.
I do have strange occurrences happen in the woods.
Oh yeah.
I've had many that I haven't shared with anybody. Um,
Because
but
I hate to tell you, but you can find a lot of that kind of thing in the woods. Yes, which is
yeah,
what.
there's a lot happening in the woods that I'm not aware of, like, and I'm aware that I'm not aware of it. So I don't know what it could be, but what I saw in here seemed to be about a foot, maybe a foot and a half tall. Yeah, it was about a foot and a half tall. I'm just looking now how tall where it came from.
Pappy says, "Bomber, that was a sign not to walk in another person's vomit anymore."
Yeah, that's good. That's a good lesson to learn. Don't worry about that. I won't be doing that again.
It says, "Trickster spirits, $2.99 a pound, dial 6."
Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure it came from the woods. But that thing that I saw in the woods was black.
Yeah, I think so, Linda.
The little thing I saw in the woods was black. And this was like a dark gray.
Hmm.
It was dark gray, almost. It was kind of like the color of Brother Bear, my old man cat. It, but it wasn't him because he was sleeping up on his little tower, and it moved like this big thing I saw in the woods one time, like lightning. It just goes like a swoosh, where you can hardly see it. It's just like a blur going by. But I distinctly saw it. I didn't see the details of it, but I saw this thing go by, and I don't know. It's all really strange, isn't it?
Yeah, it kind of sounds goblinish a little bit. Maybe
Oh dear! Don't say goblin. What?
not actually a goblin, but yeah, Chris was saying sounds like a goblin or a kobold. But this little tiny thing, I don't know. Kobolds are bigger than that, though, generally, unless it's a baby. But
See, I don't know anything about that stuff.
Kobolds are usually more lizardy than that. I don't think it's kobold. You know what? I am not an authority on tiny spirit trickster animals. I'm not, but I'm sure,
Yeah, I don't know.
almost sure that that's what you got. You got some kind of little, and that's okay. We will find a way to do something about that. We will. Don't worry.
I wonder why it came back, if it was all that energy.
If it's that fast, that may be why. Yeah, Faye. I think so.
Yeah, it was fast, like this other thing I saw in the woods.
Okay, Duke, is that a kind of a creature? Duke, do you want to come in? Somebody want to come in and explain it? Because I can have more than one guest at a time. No problem there. Somebody want to come in and explain this? After the third hour, I feel like putting my chair back. But
Yeah, Pappy, I see here mentions sweetgrass, and I used to always smudge with sage and sweetgrass, and how I've been smudging now is just with sage, because the Mi'kmaq believe that the sage cleanses and the sweetgrass invites the spirits, so we never burn sweetgrass without the sage. But what I haven't been doing, well, I did for a ceremony for my auntie in the woods. I burned sweetgrass with the sage, but normally I just burn the sage here. So I will burn the sweetgrass with the sage in here, because I haven't done that in a while. Am I gone? I'm not sure what's happening here, if I've cut out or what's going on. I don't know what's happening. Did this thing freeze? Oh, Mama D is gone, and I'm here. Okay, well. Well, a sigh. Yes, and I also burned cedar that night in the woods for her ceremony. And I have burnt that in the apartment, but I haven't been burning the sweetgrass in my apartment, and I do need that protection. Yeah, so what do you want to talk about? Let's turn this into a Sasquatch show, I guess. Excuse me. Sorry, Mama D, I just turned this into a Sasquatch channel, okay? Um, I guess maybe I could tell you a story. Um, oh dear. Oh dear. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what to tell. Where do you find sweetgrass? Oh, I was gifted mine. But I know you can get them at little smoke shops and whatnot. If you have a reservation nearby you, can find a smoke shop and find sweetgrass there. If you know where it grows, that's even better. But support local too, if you have that option. And worst case Ontario, as the boys say, you can order it online probably. Bigfoot story. Oh, Dee started a new stream. Okay. The trees, yeah. Yeah, strange. You gotta check out this one video I have with the trees. They were singing to me every night, and I thought I thought I was imagining it, but it was all through the forest at a certain time in the evening. Mama Gia, I just turned your channel into a Sasquatch show. A Sasquatch channel. I'm just kidding. I'm not sure what to do though. I don't know. I'm just kind of sitting here. I don't know what to do. Oh, the other stream. Okay. I'm not sure how to get out of this. Leaving?